love who I am. I'm loving me. Look in the mirror. Unapologetically love what I see. Love who I am. I am invincible. I am a fan. My curves and my features, God makes no mistakes. I am successful. I am what it takes. I'm bulletproof. I'm 100 proof, and I love who I see because I'm living my truth. I'm invincible. I'm incredible. A star in the making. I reach past the clouds. I'm invincible. I'm incredible, and no one can stop me. Can stop me now. I'm invincible.
Welcome to another episode of Alchemizing Energy. Today I wanted to change up the pace, switch up the tempo. We talk about spirit so much on this channel. We talk about God. We talk about different religions. It's about bringing the knowledge and the knowledge and the spin and the spirit and this and that, and, religion and this. But one of the biggest things that's important about all this is our body being our temple. Our body is our first temple. We are the first creator. And we need to take care of our bodies. And one of our biggest organs is the skin. And I really wanted to bring this young lady. I met her husband. And I interviewed her. Him. Not him. I interviewed him. Sorry. About 3 weeks ago. And we talked about the Moorish science. And we broke down the Moorish science. I said, you know what? I want to bring your wife on because, she's into the herbs and we need to talk more about that. So without further ado, I want to bring Selena Cordoba. Welcome to Alchemizing Energy. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. What's up? Thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor beyond. Literally today, I was like, oh my God, I have this show this evening. So the stuff you see on the table, I'm immediately going to throw into envelopes and mail out. But I wanted to have a couple products just ready so that when we do talk tonight, I can at least share and show a couple things. And again, thank you. The website is CordobaOrganics.com. And outside of that, I really just wanted to take a second this evening to thank you. It's people like you that actually have expanded the audience of Just Orders. And I have been doing it for a really long time. So sometimes people are like, yo, why don't you post? Why don't you think? I've 15 years in now of just making and selling products. I have everything on Instagram, everything on Facebook, but I stopped posting simply because my orders grew enough. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get to a space where I can not necessarily rely, but see how my progress is without the daily consumption of Instagram or TikToks or whatever, only because it allows me to get orders out the same week that people place them. And because I make everything by hand and it's a plethora of different products that you can try, I really like staying focused on making the products because the more I load up on Instagram, the more, yes, comments and people chime in, but the more that bing, it distracts me during the day. And I definitely need from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night to just make stuff. And then I have a kid and a family and all that. So, just to
So are your products made to order? As the people do the order, they make the product, or do you have them kind of stocked up or
No, everything is made to order. I do have stuff pre-made, let's say the hair oils. I have, thank God now, enough space where I was able to move my workspace out of my home. So I don't work in my house anymore. If you know Miami Beach, there's a lot of cabanas and just different, a surfer lifestyle out here where you can have a sink, a stove, a small kitchenette, right next to like the ocean if you live in a condo like on the boardwalk, on the beach, which I do, I'm grateful for. So now I have like, let's say a small 2-bedroom where I literally just stock up everything and it's just workspace oriented. I didn't want to base my progress off of what most people would base it off of, which is popularity and having a storefront or having people have access to you physically. I want that in the future, but because it would have taken so much of my energy to keep that going while I make the products, I really wanted to make a smart decision and say, I'm much more invested in the production and the consistency of, just if I don't even want to say introducing, because people know about herbs, people know about things out there that can help the skin, but what's actually available for us that doesn't have water in it, that doesn't have alcohol in it. And when I say these products, all of your faves that, people are selling like, this is 2 ounces. People are selling 1.5 ounces for $40. This 2 ounce, $25, but it is a specialized facial oil. So
And
again,
I want to say this something real quick. China is about to be tariffed. That means all those Chinese products and all those face products that you're so used to getting at Walmart and stuff like that is about to go up, up, up in price.
and
And even probably some of
it's
the
not to say
ingredients.
I'm great. It's not to say I'm grateful, but there's a part of me that was like, it would be so easy to just get a recipe and outsource like 5 or 6 products. I'll be able to mass sell them. I'll be able to have things just preset, like you said. But the expiration means a lot to me. I do litmus tests on all my products before they go out, or really when I make them. And the longevity of them are ridiculous because they're really preserved with not only herbs, but with things that are found in nature. Like I want to say that everything that's in the store unfortunately has chemicals in them. Chemicals are not good for your skin at all. Not fragrances, not chemicals, not cedar alcohol, not water, unless it's a non-alcoholic, like I would say toner, which I do have. It's called Dew. It's a daily enriching witch hazel, but the witch hazel is made from non-alcoholic, witch hazel. There is alcoholic things out there on the market which do allow preservation or allow for shelf life, longer shelf life. Everything I make everything by hand, which is why I say if you order today, like let's say on a Wednesday, your order will be finished on Friday and go out on Saturday. Why 3 days? Because let's say I get 80 to 100 orders. I want to make sure that everybody gets a tracking number, every order gets out, and everything is made fresh. Meaning, like let's say if somebody orders a mocha chocolate, a lemonade, and a halt. This is the insect repellent, this is the mocha body balm, and this is the lemonade cellular renewal. Everything is made this interchangeable. The other day I ran out of Sunkiss on the beach. And literally, I was like, thank God I got the rosemary hair oil. And I just smothered rosemary all over my body, which is the rosemary hair oil. Again, 4 ounces go for like $60 on the market now.
Yes.
I wanted to make products that, for my hair, when I say I can use 8 ounces in a week on my hair early, squeeze, 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 rub, 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 8 ounces is gone. 4 ounces in a half a week. This whole little jar on my hair is done. So I thought of that.
Rosemary is very important in hair growth. And also, I noticed you don't have a lot of gray hairs. Because I know I'm the same age as you, and my whole hair
at
is.
48, I don't. I have a couple that are springing in, but I also want to talk about that real quick. Thank you.
Yes.
We're all getting a little older. I'm 48 now. And just the other day, someone was like, oh my God, what would I give to be in my 20s again? And I turned around. I said, girl, I am almost 50. She was like, you're lying. You look better than my 23-year-old daughter. And I was like, a lot of it really is, I can't even say it's all genetics because my mom passed early. My grandmother passed early. All the women are 5 foot and at least like 180 in my family, 200. I'm the only person that decided to stop eating meat at like 15. And that was because of a wheat allergy. I had a wheat and dairy allergy, and I met this doctor who was like, if you can stop eating meat, dairy and wheat flour for like 6 months, look what happens. And literally my life changed. I didn't need allergy shots anymore. My skin cleared up. I had no pimples. It was like, this is from dairy. And literally at 16, it was hard. Pizza, bagels, cream cheese, all, tofu, all of my favorite foods were challenged. And that was at 16, I'm grateful because it did put me on a path of just being aware. And I didn't stay extreme like that. I started a little bit of dairy again and I felt the difference. I felt the breakout. I felt the inflammation in my mucoids, my nose. And for me, I tell everyone, not everyone wants to take a healthy journey in life, and that's okay. It's just to have the choice or an alternative is a great thing to have. It's not to say that I'm like vegan, don't eat it. Not at all. Some women really do need, and I do try to still eat a little bit of goat cheese sometimes as I'm getting a little older. Same thing, eating foods that are rich in B12, that are rich in like wild yam, plantain, flax seeds, all things that are going to help produce a little bit of estrogen because I'm aware that I'm going to probably hit menopause soon. I haven't had any symptoms, and that's something that I was, wanting to ask, but, I do sometimes feel a little insomnia at night. I have given up herbs, so I haven't smoked in over a year. That can be part of my problem. Like, girl, you need to smoke a joint. But these are the things just to be aware of and to modify in our lives and have an alternative. I didn't find any products 15 years ago, and even now, every product that's come out from our favorite celebrities, our favorite singers, it's not to, slander or cause any. Hey, if certain hair oils are working to produce hair growth in people, great. But because they have water, certain chemicals, fragrances, you have to be aware as to what that's going to produce long term. So, for example, people might put like a drop of castor oil and a drop of rosemary extract in something and be like, oh my God, it's rosemary oil, when really it's a whole bunch of safflower and sunflower oil with a drop of, rosemary and a drop of castor. The miraculous thing about castor and rosemary is it's going to work in any quantity. But if you do use it, rather than like just kind of you milk it into things, you'll see results beyond your wildest imagination. Now, I've tried different products in the market just to sense, and Nasir the other day was like, we should really tape you doing this. He covered my eyes and was like, I want to see if you can figure out of these 4 hair oils, which one is yours. I found out right away. I smelt it and was like, this isn't mine, this isn't mine, this isn't mine. I could tell in texture, the thickness of it. People are literally selling products for $60 and $50 that are like 2 ounces. And they are filled with safflower, soy oil, a whole bunch of water, fragrance, no herbs, no anything, maybe a drop of what they say is baobab oil or like, and if you test
they kill it with
it
the Shea. Oh, the Shea, it's infused with Shea oil or Shea butter.
Shea butter, I don't use it, and it's not because back in the day it wasn't good. It's just to say anything in mass consumption right now, I'm aware of, and it doesn't mix, it doesn't blend as well. It doesn't have the same, like emolliency. It kind of cakes in your joints where like if you're walking, you'll see little white lines.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It sits
melt
on your
and
skin.
it doesn't heal and absorb in your skin as well as like pumpkin seed butter, almond butter, avocado butter. You can make all of these butters. Yes, there's certain companies that sell just like base butters, but they're not going to have any, herbs in them, and they're not. And this is what I tell people, like, yeah, to start a business, it takes a little like a little creativity beyond. If I didn't think of like how to distill things or make my own like fake distillery, I wouldn't have learned how to infuse hibiscus or infuse calendula. I would have been reliant on buying calendula oil rather than infusing my own. So I'm gonna call this here out in a second, but the herbs I'll use like a bag this big, over 64 ounces of calendula in a week. The same thing with rosemary. I get fresh rosemary, huge stalks from the farmer's market every weekend, to the point that the man is like, look, if I pass you, I'll just drop it off at your house. Thank God. But, developing relationships and thinking of ways to create my own conditioner, my own shungite, like my own body butters that I don't have to rely on somebody to sell me an acai infused. Or now I'm grateful. I'm like, I can make my own coffee butter. I can make my own, but it took years. It took a lot of practice, and I didn't start without having a perfected product. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist in that regards, that I wanted all my labels to reflect every ingredient. And this is also, there's people out there that will send your stuff to like, a pro job. I think it's called Prolistics or Pro Job. I forget the name of the company, but they'll test your product and tell you if it has what it says it has in it. And someone wrote me like, look, I took your product to so-and-so and they said it's like 99% organic. It's all the herbs that you say are in it. I said, wow, imagine if I put like pomegranate seed oil or like cherry oil and it has soy and saffron. People are not honest. They are quick to make a dollar. They're quick to be popular. And I always say, the more you're seen, the less you're actually putting out product. If you see me why are you out in Tanzania? Why are you out traveling if people are waiting a month and a half for their order?
Right.
It means a lot to me that someone would entrust their funds and their hard-earned money on trying, like, let's say, a shungite, a rosemary, a blue rice hairspray, a rose clay alchemy, a tiger stripes, a marmalade. The marmalade is ridiculous. Why did I want to make this? Wild yam extract, really good for enhancing moisture in females. Marmalade also has it's incredible. The apple cider vinegar is balanced out really, really well with the fresh aloe. And the aloe and the apple cider with the mandarin and the cinnamon oil. The other day, someone was like, it's a little strong. I'll make it, some women want it stronger, and I'll put the necessary ingredients to make it a little bit more apple cider enriched. But, I try to make things at a balanced pH so that it doesn't irritate people that are highly sensitive like myself to like a peppermint oil or other oils that are a little bit drying. It's not to say peppermint oil isn't great, but for females, cinnamon oil is so much better for downstairs, as well as like a marmalade.
I tried peppermint oil down there. I almost screamed.
See, because you're sensitive. You don't have, and certain products out there with the boric acids and the keep fresh and all these things, you can stay fresh by just having a little bit of chlorophyll in your water, adding a little bit every week to your water. And again, a little bit of baking soda, apple cider, even if you don't buy marmalade that really just has more moist. I wanted things that were going to keep downstairs moist, but that also is going to keep us, people that might be exercising more or feel like they need to freshen up a little more, finding a product that is really pH friendly, that has the proper herbs and essential oils in it, but also is great for like teenagers, young women. The peppermint oils, the boric acid, the fragrances. You don't know what they're putting in there to make it smell like that. And
yeah, and then if you are a man and you have a woman and you might be doing this, you're ingesting those in your mouth. Not to get like nasty with it, but think about this. If
those products they will over time. The boric acid, especially on certain products that are popular through Twitter and stuff, I looked at the ingredients and I had to tell one woman who asked me, I said, this will make your man sterile over time. It's going to affect his sterility. It's going to affect his sperm production, and it'll kill everything down there for you.
Boric acid?
But it's so bad for you, the products out there. And it makes me grateful that there is an alternative, but also I'm like, look, if you want to start, the more the merrier, because it'll expand people's knowledge. And then I always say, if you try a certain, celebrities product, someone said, look, I tried X, Y, and Z stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I got to go back to Cordoba Organics. And I laughed and I was like, there's no comparison, because their energy is not going into the product. It's being mass produced by a Chinese corporation, or I'm not going to say some American companies aren't getting jiggy with it, but they are using.
Or they're sending it to South America or, to Mexico.
And if your product is in Sephora, if it's in any of these stores, you have to go through certain regulations that make it mandatory to put certain chemicals fragrances in them in order to be on their shelf. Trust me, I was like,
Mandatory?
I don't need to be in Walmart. I don't need to be in Target. Not because it's not a great look for young business women. Of course
So
it
what they
is.
have to have, what they make you add silicone to it or something to make it
They
more?
make you, they will. It has to go under their auspices. You can't just go in on free, like a free company, without it going through their checks and balances. And the checks and balances are all chemically based. And this is what messes up. Like if I were to talk about the FDA, this is why certain things work when it comes to prescribed medications, because they don't even make things with natural herbs available in the stores, because it will actually shut down prescribed medications. If you made, like, for example, right now, I'm using Amore. I'm using an avocado and alcohol. It's just straight vodka, shaved avocado pit. I've got some castor oil in there. Can you go in the bathroom under my sink and bring the spray bottle that looks brown? I would love to sell this, but because it looks doo-doo brown, people will be like, oh my God, what's in there? How come it's shaved avocado, great for arthritis, will relieve your pain and inflammation overnight. Really good if you even have like cramps, lower back pain. Asir the other day was like, look, I did my assisted weight and pull up my lower, sprayed that avocado tonic spray on his body. He was like, what is in? I said, it's nothing. It's just, this looks crazy. This looks ridiculous. It's got avocado pit in it. And I make this on a weekly basis and just go ham. Go ham on my, it's closed. Go ham on my joints, go ham on my legs. And it helps tremendously. Same thing with camphor. They have little camphor squares. You were talking about graying hair. Do you know that if you melt down camphor, put a little bit of castor oil and just make your own camphor tonic? I actually have one, but again, certain products, they won't even allow you to sell through PayPal and all these other things because, you know, they are like, look, your product has CBD oil, it can't be sold. Okay, pull that out. Now I got to make it with, you know, extra eucalyptus and have a little underground market where people that ask, I can still, you know, provide what it is they might want to try.
Wow, that's great. So PayPal gets involved with,
Oh,
like, they go to your.
a couple years ago, my PayPal got shut down, and it's not the only conduit, but it's a big one. It got, and I'm not on Spotify, not because I didn't want to be, but because
You tried Stripe or anything like that instead of PayPal using Stripe?
Yes, but the Stripe, it wasn't a Stripe. They were just like, look, your physical therapy. Do I have one? I think
It was called Stripe, STRIPE. It's another payment method.
Stripe. Yes, all of that's there. But specifically, I thought you said Stripe. I'm sorry.
No, that's about Stripe, the payment module, because if PayPal doesn't send it, Stripe allows you to do it through the credit card.
I'm still doing good. It's just to say that I bring that up because I became aware that they were looking at all the ingredients on products now.
Wow.
So I just became aware and was like, okay, they're not, thank God there's no shutdown on herbs, because marjoram, fenugreek, hibiscus, anise seed, what you call it, like anise pods is what I make a lot of the anise oil with. Same
Have you
thing
heard
with
of that? Yeah, I heard of hibiscus. Yeah.
the hibiscus, that will not stop. It will infuse your hair with like vitamin C. What your hair is lacking when you start to gray is vitamin C, vitamin B, and really just straight D and sun. So it's not just that, but it's the fact that we're aging. Sometimes we don't allow certain things into our scalp, especially, unfortunately, you know, I used to have a perm back in the 80s and 90s, but, you know, when I got older and I started doing research, it was like, look, this might have led to my fibroids. When I stopped for perming my hair and I went natural, my fibroid dissipated and it went away. So it's to say that it wasn't huge, but it's to say that these things play a major role. And I don't ever want to make anyone feel like, look, you're eating this, you're eating, but the same thing with eczema. Sometimes I just try to encourage people, look, I know this product healed my eczema. I said it temporarily fixed the itching, which is great. And it's also healing the distressed skin, and it's bringing back, because the vitamin E, the grapeseed oil, the avocado, there's so much in it that's going to just cause natural healing over time, especially. And when I say time, you can see results. I almost want to pick my foot up. I had foot surgery. My scar on my foot is totally faded. And it really just comes from, oh, you're going to keloid, it's going to be raised. Neither happened. It looked crazy the first 3 months. And then I just kept with the vitamin E, with the tiger stripes. I used tiger stripes on it. And in like 6 months, it faded into my skin that you don't even see you don't see the scar there. And for me, having huge knee scars, and I'm talking scars that cross my whole body. My knee scars are deep, and they go from here, the top of my knee, to the bottom.
You had knee surgery?
Yes, I had open knee surgery on both of my knees when I was.
Was you like 15. A basketball player?
Ballet, and I dislocated my patella, and I broke my fibula. I broke my bone. This bone, it detached from my kneecap. My kneecap went into my thigh. Ooh. I had to have surgery, both my knees. One year and one the next year after that. And that changed my whole life. I mean, no more jumping, no more ballet. Now we've got to go into like yoga, Pilates, different healing modalities. And sometimes you're like, shit, I always say to myself, I wonder what my life would be like if I didn't have these injuries. But it put me on a path of what I'm doing now. And it also made me extremely humble to say that every day I'm really grateful that I can wake up and walk up and down the stairs. Sometimes I take the stairs, to the 16th floor, and they're like, why do you take it? And I'm like, because I can. There might be a day that my knees, I do my squats and do my resistance bands, but all of this is to say that led me to this, because there is no products that will allow hair growth without some type of compromise. And I'm like, okay, you put this, that, and the third, but again, the people that you worship, they're not making their hair products. They are outsourcing female, different people, and none of these women have degrees in anything herbal based. Chemicals do not heal the way herbs do. They just don't. And everything chemically made does come from an herbal source. So why not just
stick with the herbs,
the chemical, and give people the herbs?
I think people are afraid that take a banana, rub it on your skin, and is it gonna like attract bugs, or is it gonna?
It's going to stop people from buying Advil. It's going to stop people from,
Hey, what's up, Asir?
It's going to stop people from, relying solely on the doctor.
But you know what? You're eating. You're letting your skin eat. That's what it is. Because it's all
your
food.
Skin eats everything. It's. The other day, I was like, I want to put a little blush on, because he had this photo shoot, and I was like, I always look dark, right? But I was going to put a little blush on. I just shaved down a straight beet, took the beet peel and just dabbed it on my cheeks and my nose to brighten my skin. And somebody was like, your skin is always so bright. I said, girl, this is cheat sheet. I just put a little beet, and they were like, it lasts so long. It's beets. It's a little bit of beet skin. Are you kidding me?
You literally beat your face, literally.
And that's the same thing with beets and roses. Beets and roses made, I figured out how to create my own distillery, how to extract beets. Yes, there's beet powder and stuff, but
man, if you put out the beet blush, you will be man. How will it be called, bro? The beet blush?
If I tried to sell that would have to be refrigerated, because it's shaved beets. And then somebody would probably make a complaint about, oh, well, I got mine in 5 days, and
Can you dry the beets? Maybe dry them in the sun and then like shave them down?
You can dehydrate it, but then you would have to repurpose it by placing it underwater and then And then why not just tell somebody, yo, hook yourself up a beet? You could last that for a whole month. Shave it yourself, and when you need to go out, put it on your own skin. Now you don't have to pay me for a beet press, for a beet rouge. And that's the thing. I like hooking people up, but at the same token, whatever you make, and that's why I'm like, look, whatever you try to recreate, you could try to recreate, but it's not going to be made it's not going to be made with the same time and care, only because
That's all you're doing.
I didn't want to, you know how some people are like, oh, I'm just going to come out. I'm not a celebrity. I can't come out with 5 products and expect to be able to contribute to, no, I have to expand my creativity and make at least 50 to 80 products. Why? Because there should at least be 10 to 15 different options for our hair, 30 different options for our skin. Some people don't like, lang. Everything is essential oil based, which fragrances everything. So what if you don't like rosemary? What if you don't like peppermint oil? What if you don't like, sometimes, I'm gonna keep it real. When my hair is wet in the shower, I like putting oil in it, and I don't use the rosemary oil because it has too much peppermint in it for me. So I do my hibiscus, and when I'm out the shower, so it's not running down my face, that's when I throw in all my rosemary. That's my
Are you complimented by your smell because of the fact that you have so much herbs?
All the time.
Yeah.
But somebody's like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, it's cinnamon oil. They're like, cinnamon? Yeah, it's just cinnamon oil. Same thing, my body sprays. I figured out my own little concoctions for stuff, but everything is essential oil based. And I wanted to give people options and variety and plethora. So no, I don't want to put my hair oil in glass because my hands get oily. I want it to be in plastic in a big bottle so that when I go squeeze, I can just rub. But also,
all the way down, yeah.
If it falls on the floor, I'm not going to waste 16 ounces of good rosemary oil. It bounces off the floor. That's just practicality for me. It would look prettier in the glass, but if you're really using these products, you want them to be able to go in your shower and not bust up on the floor and cause destruction. So I'm gonna go through a couple of them because I always run my friggin' mouth.
No, that's cool. You're giving people the information,
You know what I'm saying? The pineapple turmeric. The reason why I wanted to make my own, people don't put enough turmeric in their turmeric products. Yes, it's great to put on in terms of like showering, but you want to have a balanced aloe base with your turmeric because turmeric will start to spot your skin. And I know because I did this to myself when I first made this like 9 years ago. I was doing the turmeric serum and I was like, yo, I gotta put aloe in this because just the turmeric infused with like your argan oil, your grapeseed, your vitamin E, your pumpkin, all of that, it started to lighten parts of my skin that I was like, what? So I chilled on that. Infused.
Oh wait, so turmeric lightens your skin. It's a skin lightener.
It is.
Okay.
So is apple cider vinegar over time. So is lemon juice over time. This is where they get chemical peels from. People are like, oh, you got to chemical peel your skin. I'm like, actually, that all comes from, all you need to do if you want to do something like that is put a little bit of apple cider vinegar on a cotton swab and swab your face in the morning. It will close your pores, but you want to be chill, not saturate your whole face, which is why I do stuff with a lot of aloe for people because the balance of the acids on your skin will start to thin your dermis and you'll start to break out more over time. So that's
I heard the same thing about baking sodas. That people say take a baking soda bath, but they say that if you take that bath with baking soda, it can take away. There's some kind of layer that's there over your skin.
How much are they using though? Baking soda is a great cleanser, and yes, it can be an abrasive. It can be too harsh on your skin, which is why you dilute it in the water first, and you only use like 2 tablespoons. Don't put a whole half a cup of baking soda in your water. Just use 2 tablespoons. And the same thing, a lot of people old school, let's say you don't have Epsom salt. You can use, this is crazy, but it works. You can use a shot of vodka in your bathtub, will work wonders on your skin. The same thing with, unfortunately, bleach. People be like, bleach? Not a lot, tablespoon, not even a capful. What do you think you swim in when you go into chlorinated pools?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But bleach is an old school hoodoo healing. Like it will help reduce fever. It will, if you throw bleach in your bath water, it will like ward off spirits and all of that. You don't want. Yes. And that, I wouldn't recommend people to do it because, you bleaching your skin. No, you complete your skin if you put too much in anything and you do it too much. Once a week to
But
have a
I
spiritual
heard vinegar
bath,
too, like a little bit of vinegar.
a
I
little bit
take
of
baths
vinegar,
with cayenne
not even a
pepper.
capful. People OD. A whole tub of water where it saturates your body. Don't even put more than a capful. Your body's going to absorb all that. This is why I wouldn't recommend anyone putting peppermint oil in their water
Oh
or
my
anything.
gosh.
It'll
I
open your
have done
cells
it. It
so
makes me
much.
it make you cold and
Oh
you'll
my
start
God.
your
And I
skin will
know
be
because I
like,
did it like a fool back in the day. I was like, oh, I'm sick. Let me put some pepper. Girl, I was under my covers shivering for days. But this is how you learn. You become the guinea pig and you're like, nah, don't use chemical peels. Stop using apricot peel on your skin. It's too harsh. It's just too harsh. Your
well,
skin
a
can.
lot of my audience is male, so we have
I
to
love
kind
the
of,
men. Let me tell
yes.
you, men are what I I probably sell more to men than women sometimes. So certain months I'm just connecting and talking to brothers because men forget that there's products out there, and this is also why I make, the anise seed oil, the hibiscus oil, the rosemary serum, the Son of Man. This is made specifically for men. Why? Ashwagandha is in here. Red ginseng oil is in here. That alone for your grays will just. I don't use a lot of it because it's really designed for men, but ashwagandha is a great, chilling, like mood relaxant for females. But you can also drink put a little catnip in your tea. That works a lot better than
Catnip,
having.
like for catnip that's for cats.
Yes, catnip is an herb. It's not just for cats. It's an herb.
Oh,
Catnip is an old
that's
catnip is an
interesting.
old school herb. You can put a little bit under your pillow to help assist with sleep as well as lavender. But you can drink catnip. Catnip is a relaxant.
So
It's
do you get
actually
high
in
like the cats get high off of it, or
it's
is it?
actually in Tension Tamer Tea by Celestial Seasonings. If you look at the ingredients on Celestial Seasonings Tension Tamer, you will see that it's made with catnip. And oh
Mm.
my God, yes, catnip is great. Same thing. The lavender, I have one here. It's the lavender leche. Why? Goat's milk is great for people that have eczema or people that have sensitive skin. So a little goat milk with this is the Virgo. Look at me. A little goat milk. Here goes the lavender leche. A little goat milk with straight lavender. There's like lavender buds in this. It's beautiful. All the shower washes and the whole astrological line is interchangeable. So if you're like a Gemini or a Cancer, you can use the Cancer body wash if you're a Virgo. Excellent. But because each herb represents an astrological sign, back in the day, I was like, for people that don't believe in all this stuff, I want to kind of give an ode and homage to each one. So like, for instance, the Aries, it's got a lot of hibiscus in it, but it's also got some dragon's blood and just great stuff for headaches, to
Mm.
alleviate headaches. Why? Because Aries rules the head. Same thing with Taurus. Taurus rules the neck, and like all here, the upper neck, the shoulders is the Capricorn. So frankincense is really good. Ginger, great for lymph nodes. Ginger oil, lime seed oil, all of that helps with lymph drainage. And we were talking about exfoliation, lymph brushing. Every morning, it's annoying, but as I'm using the bathroom, just
Do
take
you
a
have
lymph.
some of those brushes on your site?
I do, and I used to sell them. I actually probably will start selling them again. I have a lot in my little storage closet, but I wanted to encourage people just to start dry brushing with a brush. Just dry brush their skin. Asir, can you bring my brush out the closet? Anyway, just dry skin, dry up, brush from your ankles all the way up your thighs. That's natural exfoliation, and it will exfoliate. There in that closet is an exfoliation brush. Can you bring it for me?
And a
That
lot of people are having a lot of lymphatic like clogging lately, especially now I don't know what's causing it. Like a lot of these illnesses are causing a buildup of lymph nodes, and especially I know I've had a lot of buildup.
a lot of it too is it's what they're spraying in the air. Like if you live on the East Coast, I
Mhm.
notice when I'm in New York, my eyes swell up a lot more, and my allergies will act up a little bit more. And it's from the pesticide stuff that they spray in the air to just chill things out and to, I don't know exactly what it's called. I used to, and there was like a PET, a whole thing on it. But it's also just toxins in your air. The Glade push-ups, like if you're using those fragrance pods in your house, or those fragrance distilled, like things that horrible, they will cause lymph problems, so many lymph problems and respiratory issues. But you know, people like fragrancing their house, and unfortunately, anything with fragrance like that, even candles are horrible to burn in your home. So it's like, well,
What?
yes,
Oh my God, you're like
candles,
ruining. You're messing it
ruining
up. You know,
everything. And that to me is like, well then damn, what do? Well, you can have a body spray. Like I have, look at me, my hair is knocking everything down. Ether, I sell an ether spray as well as Cordoba 22. Just spray your house with like a little bit of lime oil, lemon oil, mandarin. You can spray it with eucalyptus, you can hang eucalyptus. You can just try to replace everything with things that are herbal or essential oil based. Same thing with fabric softener. You know, the fabric softener sheets, I'll just take a piece of paper towel, put a little drop of some lemongrass or like pepper, whatever I want my clothes to smell like that week, throw it in the dryer, and your clothes are fragrant. Same thing, they have like these dryer balls, you squeeze essential oils in them, throw that in the dryer with your clothes. They will keep your clothes smelling amazing for like a month.
What about like
Same,
incense and stuff? Is that bad as well
incense
too?
is great. You just have to get the, you know, if you're a Knock Chomper fan, there's a, everybody going, oh, I know what you're talking about, Knock Chomper. But Knock Chomper, they got the black, there's a lot of good incense out that is great. Some people are affected by incense and some people aren't. I can take incense just over time. I like throwing, you know, opening my window when I have incense burning just to keep the circulation and the flow of air going. Also,
So is it better with the charcoal or with the sticks? Would you say to
you
use?
can do either, but the charcoal lasts a little bit longer, and I think it's just a lot more like beautiful to witness. But the sticks, girl, I do both. I do the sticks, I do the thing, and I sage a lot. I do sage, you know, every week I sage the corners, I sage, but also if you have a large plant selection, I do sell a spray called Plant Apothecary, and it really just has cedarwood, citronella, cinnamon oil, lime seed oil, clove oil, and I spray that around in the soil, keeps all little gnats away, pesticides away. Your plants will have
Tell
a
my
shine.
daughter why she shouldn't get press-on nails if she's 7 years old. She's
Oh my God, she's too beautiful. That's why, you know, and this is not easy. You know, going without nail polish, the same thing with toe polish. I used to be addicted to white toe polish. And I said, you know what? I want to see my toe color. I want to make sure my nails are clear. I want to make sure. And over time, polish is, your nails are the center of all of your systems, your endocrine system, your lymphatic system. Just, they are the entrance and the exit of your, like, your portal. And if you have things blocking them, I've been stopped with nail polish, but toe polish took a little while. And then I just started really, you know, massaging the oils on my feet, and your toenails will have a nice shine.
But look at
And
your
start your
show.
own trend.
Everybody show your show us your fingers, your hand.
My
Look at how
fingernails,
long her nails
they're
are.
not
Look at
long.
your,
I keep them shorter because
what? That's long to me.
I don't like the feel of them too long, but they'll grow,
Now
like my nails
people
can grow. And you're just natural, just keep them square, keep them oiled. But I keep them like this also because massaging my scalp, I don't want any flecks of nail polish in my hair. I like massage, you know, I'm always with my hands, gloves on, yes, but there's a feel when you have long nails. I can't feel anything. I like to be able to feel stuff. So I don't keep them too long, just right where they, you know, start to escape my hand.
I
And then
have the
that's it.
hardest time growing nails. My nails just always get to a certain point and they chip
Folic
off.
acid, magnesium. I almost want to go and grab it. And I'm coming out. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm coming out with 2 new products, and they're going to be coming out literally the end, like this month, this upcoming month of May. All of it's going to drop. I want it to drop for the summertime, but it took me about a year to perfect them, like 8 months to perfect it. Use it, perfect it. I like trying stuff on, using it for at least 6 to 8 months, and then just sometimes throwing it in the shelf and seeing like how it just does its own thing and like quiet, closed off, no air, and it's amazing. But those magnesium, folic acid, throw a little bit of folic acid drops in your water or your juice or your smoothie. Same thing with magnesium. They have a lot of different magnesium supplements. I just say make sure it's like a vegan option where you don't have a whole bunch of, I don't like a whole bunch of pills, so I do a lot of liquid supplements. And the only ones I do is magnesium and folic acid. Really great for heart, for just metabolic, for sleep, insomnia. And again, I'm just becoming aware because, I don't smoke weed. Oh my lordy. I'm like, look,
This is my daughter.
if
Hold on. She wants
menopause,
to come. Hold on. She wants to come and say
I'm
something.
like, if
This is
once
my
a smoker, always a smoker. I haven't smoked till I
Hi.
was. Hi, Hey, girl, you are so pretty. Hi,
Thank
what's your
you.
name?
I said
Ashet. That is
No,
a beautiful
Ashet.
name. Did you say Ashe or Ashet?
Aset. Like
Oh, Asset. Like I saw Ashet. Beautiful.
A-U-S-E-T.
What did you say, gorgeous?
A-U-S-E-T. I said.
Yeah, I totally heard your name. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous name. How are you?
Thank good.
Good. Did you come on here to talk with me? What did you want to ask me?
she is not gonna let it go. She got.
I am all ears, Asset.
How do you get your hair so long?
I left it alone. Girl, I washed it and I left it alone. You know what I want to do? Asir, I want to bring you a picture of when my locks were this long. They were like this, okay? I had locks this long, not even an inch long coming out of my head. And people would tease me. They would be like, why'd you cut your hair? You were so pretty with you were so pretty with it straight. And I'm gonna keep it real, I said, you know how hard it was after exercising or going swimming or doing anything physical and then having to sit under a dryer for an hour or blow my hair out or be like, my natural hair is just too much to take care of. So I want to have it straight so on my tees. My hair is curly. It's not a fro that stands up. My fro is like curly and it will blow in the wind. And I got teased when I cut my hair. The only person was this man behind me that was like, you look pretty. And I tell you, if you one person in your corner, and I didn't know him in the first year that I grew my locks. So I say that to say they reach my ankle now, all of them. And I sometimes cannot tell you how much patience. It's just patience, girl. If you start your hair journey, your hair will grow like a bonsai tree. All you need to do, even these, all my little bangs, they didn't come from me cutting my locks. It came from me being in pain from twisting and retwisting. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. And this is all like from, it's not even it wasn't even here a couple years ago. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grow my hair out. I'm gonna grow my bangs. And I literally just
Y'all
stopped.
all got locks.
And then some people are like, well, why is this like this? And then this just curled. Because that's the way my hair naturally grows. If I don't constantly pull it into a lock, it will just be like an afro. So I wanted products that would keep my hair.
Y'all hair is down to y'all ankle.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Mine is they all reach my ankle.
Mine is like 5.
Well, I need to get the tonic because I know I'm over here looking crazy. You know what? I have thyroid issues, so a lot of my hair, it like just I don't know, it just be falling out.
I'm gonna talk to you about that off camera.
Yeah.
My grandmother had thyroid issues. I'm gonna see I'm gonna talk to you about that off camera. But camera too. It's just patience, love. I remember them when they were I was gonna ask you to bring the picture of when my hair was like this long. I have a picture in one of these little books. You're gonna find it. And if you look at it, you're literally your mouth will open because it's like, how did that? It's just time.
And both of y'all don't have no gray hair.
And it really, the no gray, I think I do have a couple, love. If I would really go, but there may be, I'm gonna keep it real.
My whole head, I look like Grandma Moses if I take
But
this thing. We're the same age.
That's gorgeous. And you know, we're the same age, but a lot of it does come from just, you know, experiences. Somebody was like, you don't have any of the trauma that you've actually experienced. I said, do you see the scars on my body? My physical scars. Some people have emotional, you know, internal scars. I have so many physical scars, from the scar on my hand from when I busted a glass, 2 scars on my knees, my toe scar, a shoulder scar from getting bit by a brown recluse, a scar in the middle of my head from being busted in my head from a bus. Like, I have mad physical scars. And that's actually what got me to be like, you know, back in the day, people were like, are you going to think of getting plastic surgery for your knee scars? And I was like, I'm going to take off more skin from some, no. If this is what my knees look like, I'm just going to rub them and love them. And now they're like faded. The scar is so faded that if you see me stand, unless you stare at my knee, you don't even see it.
Because I got one more question, child. She is.
Please just keep going, because I can barely hear you. But as soon as I hear your mommy talk, I'm going to shut up. What did you say, Arset?
Can I have that hair oil back there?
I will mail your mommy one. Oh my God. Yes. And I'm going to mail you the 3 of them. The hibiscus, the anise, and the rosemary. And you're going to tell me which is your favorite smell and which one you like. They all have rosemary oil, but some are like more like fragrant, like I'd say smell flowery rather than like medicinal. Rosemary, and this is the next thing. You cannot, don't put nobody rosemary oil in my hand and I don't smell no medicinal rosemary.
Right.
They try to make this rosemary without rosemary. How are they doing that?
And you don't know where it comes from.
Because they outsource everything. That's why they're able to travel and do concerts, because they have a whole team of people just mailing you stuff that's made from a lab. And it's not to say that if the lab, all them 10 chemicals, if it got a little castor oil, they're not going to have that in the ingredients. That will be in the active.
How is castor oil supposed to smell? Should it smell medicinal, or should it have like kind of a
castor oil is scentless. It doesn't have any scent. Castor oil it smells like nothing. Okay, no, it doesn't smell like nothing. It smells like a heavy oil. I don't know how to explain it. Castor oil is scentless. It doesn't have a scent. You can add scent to it.
So have you heard of the Jamaican black castor oil? Which one is better, regular castor oil or the Jamaican?
You're talking about, black castor seed oil is different than regular castor oil. Castor oil is a clear balm that you can put on your body, that you put in your hair, whatever, that they replace, like they like to replace with petroleum and mineral oil. The castor oil is a healing oil that will break up arthritis, gout, fibroids. You can make a castor polis and just go to town at night and be good. You can wrap your feet in castor oil, put socks on them, and your calluses will dissipate. Your feet will be healed. It's just amazing. But black castor seed oil, like oregano oil, is something that you ingest. You can literally ingest it. You can also ingest castor oil as a laxative. It'll just
if you're combining those things. Oh, and here's another thing too. Have you ever heard of methylene blue?
Yes.
So
yes, it's what they make. Toothpaste is made with that. Some toothpaste brands, but it's a binding agent. I believe it's but it's not great. It's in a lot of like Beyond Meat.
So it's not great? Because
no.
So this is like the new craze, right? Everybody's talking about the methylene blue and how it you drink it.
That's
and
the thing that they have, and tell me if I'm wrong. Is that the one that's in the Beyond Burgers? It's a methyl celluloid.
No. I'm gonna show you a video.
There's like 8 different methyls, and methylparaben, methyl cellulose, methyl something else. But all that methyl.
No, methylene blue is it's actually a dye.
No, I don't know.
It's a dye, and I have been bathing in it, because it's
a dye.
It's a blue dye. It's a dye. You ever heard of a blue bath?
Yes, but that's
So,
a blue bath. Then that means that's food coloring. Like that's a coloring agent. That's
well,
in
actually,
bath bombs.
what is it called? Blue anil. It's actually
No,
like they
the
have those
only
little.
thing that's blue that will turn anything blue like this, cornflowers. Okay, you have blue cornflowers that'll turn something blue. Spirulina comes in a blue form. Um, But that they don't put that in baths. Spirulina is made for like smoothies. The same thing with different, like you put it in a smoothie shake. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff out there. That's why I'm like,
Right.
what isn't it a product? Because if it's turning anything blue, also
I know you're
lazuli
like
oil.
methylene blue. What is that? But
I hate to say
it's
lazuli,
methylene blue.
lazuli oil, which is blue tansy oil. I could pull it out. But one thing of blue tansy oil, which is in my lazuli face wash, which is really good for people with deep craters and pimples. It will heal pimples ridiculously. But lazuli oil is not talked about because it's expensive and it will eradicate any type of chemical face wash to alleviate pimples. Blue tansy oil, about this big, 1/8 a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
$120,
Really?
$80. Oh yeah, girl. That same thing with certain of my essential oils, my rose absolute oil, $160 for a bottle this big. Not even thick. Small ass bottle. But you need 2 drops and it'll make things fragrant beyond your wildest dreams. So then you're like, oh my God. So 1 drop of this in the face oil, the foil, that's actually what scents the foil, which is also why I have to charge $25 for this, because the rose oil that's in this alone costs me like $160 and it's this big. Plus
What?
argan oil, and I know people aren't using it because the first products that are listed on anything in Sephora or anything major is what's mostly in it. So a lot of new popular products, hair oil products, the first thing you'll see is water. So they are water does not mix well with oils. So they are using at least 6 to 8 different chemicals, which are the thinning agents, which will allow will allow it to come together. You know how you always say you can't mix water and oil? You
Yeah.
can't really do it, which is why none of my products have water in them, because it will look separate. This even, which is just aloe, it will look blended because the aloe blends with there's no water in this, but most people will sell a hand sanitizer with water and alcohol. So then I'm always like, why is it that people that are millionaires or billionaire corporations or a billionaire with herself, why are you selling a hair oil with safflower and soy oil in it, which is going to change men's testosterone production, which isn't good for young boys or teens, and which is horrible for our skin? You are not supposed to put safflower and sunflower oil on your skin. But, people still fry their food with canola oil instead of, coconut oil or an avocado oil, which is better in high heat, or even olive oil. Go olive oil, go old school, go sesame seed oil, or don't really use any oil like that at all. I'm a olive oil person and I do use coconut oil and stuff, but being aware, that to me is everything. Once I became aware that my favorite products had mineral oil, and this is like pink oil moisturizer back in the day. Now I see why my hair wasn't growing.
Oh, you would think because it says mineral that is
Girl,
something
I
mineral
used to
something.
use I used to use so many products back in the day and wondered why like my curls didn't bounce. Now I'm like, oh, all I needed was fresh aloe. Like, why didn't I know this before my 20s? Because nothing was available in the stores that really, and it's still not. It's all mass marketed. And it so sucks because it's like, I can only really probably recommend 1 or 2 products outside of mine that I can tell you, it's okay to wash with, you dilute and do this and that, only because the fragrances that they use in it compromise the integrity of the product. And then the water and the alcohol, and not only the 8 to 10 different preservatives. I can sit here and just read a list of your faves hair oil and not the active ingredients, which is what you'll see on the website. But then you hit all ingredients, not the active, but the ones that are hidden.
Small.
They are all PEG, pH 90, fragrance, horrible stuff, carbomers, like, and I'm like, why would somebody that's a millionaire not just offer people, they gotta know it's good if they're putting a drop of castor or if they're putting a drop of baobab. But again,
Do you think that they're putting those extra things to make it have a longer shelf life, that they last for 5 years? Like all
no,
these
it's
different.
to make the mass people sick. It's to make people in mass sick, and it's to make them dependent on other things, which will lead them to other issues. So something can work for a little while, but long term, it'll start to not work for you because your body is going to recognize the toxin that's also being merged with the like, it's like a little bit of bullshit merged with some good. Excuse my language, but a little bit of good with a whole bunch of bad. But that little good is in there, so we can go to sleep at night because hey, at least we gave them a little bit of castor oil and a little bit of rosemary. It's like, if you're gonna do that, why not give them all?
We'll give you a little bit of hydrochloric acid with your peppermint oil.
Well, and that's why also sometimes people are like, why did you make, if you have success making 6 products on your line or 10, congratulations and good for you. That wasn't my formula. And I wanted to challenge myself and also see how we can change how we, our people, can change the mass. And since we came out with the blue rice hairspray, the tiger stripes, the marmalade, the pit stops. I'm going to bring up pit stops because I always wanted a mosquito repellent. Here it goes. A pit stops. A body.
And they with that zeet or deep, did they put in that other stuff that's toxic? They're supposed to get rid of the mosquitoes, but at the same time, it's toxic. Deep,
I can't even tell you all the stuff that's bad in mosquito repellent, like the spray one off and all.
On your kids, on your children.
Horrible, cancer causing, allergen causing, horrible. But again, halt if you use cedarwood, citronella, lemongrass, lime oil, orange oil, pumpkin seed oil, a little bit, like all of those things will keep mosquitoes off. I can't sit outside for 5 minutes without putting this on, and it works.
Like, right? How do cats and dogs not have mosquito bites all over themselves? They must be rubbing on some kind of plant out there.
And then even outside, I don't want to put anything on my face that's going to break me out. So when I use my hair oil and it's on my face, to know that I can rub it into my skin and not cause a breakout is huge for me, because I know I can use anise oil. But if I use anybody else's stuff, the next day I have a pimple on my nose, or
because your skin is literally eating. It's food. It's
literally
you make it is food. It's food. You could eat it, and then you can put it on your skin.
I can literally. I could. There's some products that I'm like, if I really wanted to lick this, I could totally do it. It's just nasty because the oils, essential oils, and it will make it disgusting.
Right.
But like the pit stops. I was talking about the mass and what we do. Sometimes people are like, oh, make change, you're not inspiring, nobody sees you. Look, inspiration happens in waves, and sometimes it's not always about being seen. When I started seeing body deodorants being sold, mass sold, like, oh, rub this on your knees and behind your calves, and this deodorant, you can use it 24. I was like, look at how we have changed the game. And I'm going to say that because I never saw deodorant that could be rubbed everywhere before I made one. And I wanted to make one because I wanted to use my deodorant under my arms, but also use a little on my feet and a little behind my knees if I was doing something physical, and just to have something that wouldn't break me out. And pit stops came from that. And so I always say, people are watching. No one had rice hairspray, blue rice, nothing until I saw. No one even had a product called Foy or Dew. Now there's companies that are called Dew that have products called Foy. I started Foy because I thought Fountain of Youth was too long to write on a bottle. Now people write that.
Hey, listen, I just want to know if you have an affiliate link, because I would like to begin to promote your products. We got to make it
Cordoba Organics.com. So it's www.
No, I'm saying, like, if I'm an affiliate, like if I want to promote your products on my affiliate link.
The only reason why I probably would do that now. The only reason why I didn't do that is because I didn't really feel like I had trust with people in a community to actually share stuff or ask Now, yeah, if you want to do something like that, I'm open
Yeah,
to it.
I wanna push
The
your
only
products because
reason why
let
I
me tell
did
you
not,
why. China is about to all those products y'all
I'm
been
so
relying
down.
on, all these like talcum powders and this, that, whatever you use, if you use the Old Spice, whatever you using right now is fixing to go up in Walmart's, in Amazon, all these places that you think. And so you're thinking, oh, they're charging China more money. No, what's going to happen is that the products are going to go up because the whatever the tariff is fixing to be about 100, 400. So all these products are made
And
in
that's
China.
and Nasir said to me, "Do you see how good it is that you now make your own body washes and you don't have to rely on anybody." And it's not to say hard work does pay off. It's just a lot of work. So I figured out how to do a lot of the work. But then, so you asked a great question earlier. I have a lot of stuff made in like glass, like huge vats that I can just think. So like the rosemary oil base is just there because I use a lot of that a week. The same thing with like my shampoo bases. I have a
And we
huge
need to
vat
we
of
listen.
shampoo.
We need to start to work with people like this. We need to
Yeah,
find
but you know
more
what
of
I've
our
realized
people.
as well is that unfortunately, I would totally open and be like open to that. But I decided years ago to stop helping others before I help myself because if I teach people how to make what I make, I might not be able to make my
No,
rent
I'm
next.
not saying to tell people how to do it. I'm saying we
Oh
need to
no, now I can't.
we need to
I'm
stop
saying
going
in
to
the beginning.
Walmart. We need to
In the
go to a
beginning, this is
person like
why I said
you
instead
and
of
help your
this is
business.
before a product was made. I said to myself, actually make the coffee butter and put a label on it before you help somebody else make it mass for
Right.
themselves. Because
Exactly.
I don't think of empower when you come from certain situations where you're just kind of taught to give, you have to learn to retain a little. And for me, this is the
So
stage
what you
I'm
do
in
is you
life.
start a class and then you say, okay, you join the class and then you pay X amount to know the information and then
Then
you'll
go
get
off and
your
teach your
own
own.
store and then I get my percentage off of your store. That's how you
That will work.
like
But you
you
have to
create your
have
own
people that are
Amazon
willing
store
to
with
do.
with other people and in that way you can have the same setup as Amazon. That's all Amazon
I'm
did.
so down for that, but I have to say to myself, this is where money comes in. I can do only so much in the little small cabana downstairs. And how am I going to house that? I would have to
He
do
said if they don't stop the ships from coming here, all of her stuff is natural. It's all made with fruits and vegetables and stuff like that.
She
Like
said fruits
stuff
and
that people
vegetables. You're so cute. And there isn't any chemicals. So when you say fruits and vegetables, it really is true. Like, okay, how do I take this pineapple turmeric and make it into a face wash? And okay, pineapple, great, we can thing this. But how do I make that tangible into a product? That took me years to figure out. Once I got on the flow and figured out, okay, this is the base of what I'm going to use in all my shampoos and hair washes and whatever. And what's going to change is the herbs. Basically, all I'm changing is like 12 or 8 herbs per product. So, for example, this wash, and this wash are all made with the same jojoba, the same aloe pulp, the same. The only thing that's different is the herbs in this.
here's the
This has
question.
the corn. The
Here's
only
the
thing
question.
that's different.
Is your business tariff proof? Just put it like this. Here's a question.
Yes,
Thank you.
everything is. I'm an American-based business, and the
Thank
reason why
you.
I say that is because some of these businesses that got really great benefits, you had to be a black business, and being a black business meant taking on a pejorative that no longer I am. That's not who I have a nationality. I think so. How does that play a role? It plays a huge role in business because now there is no third party that they can use or interact with me on. I have a nationality. I hate to say this, but being quote unquote or filing as a black owned business is not something that I can entertain or do because that's not what I am.
No,
I
when
have
I
a
say tariff
nationality.
based, I'm saying like that if
Oh, I'm
your
just saying
products
for the
don't
camera too.
use any thing that you need to get from China or
No,
Mexico
nothing,
or anywhere.
nothing, nothing, nothing. None
So
of my
this is a
sales
business that's
will.
going to be around
My nothing,
when
nothing.
Walmart
But
shuts down.
this is the only year that it's literally. I'm like, oh my God, thank God I make everything. This is the year. And also just for
It's
people
your
that,
time. This is your time. That's why I was so excited to see that you had so many products, self-made, self-done, this, that, the other. Because I said, you know what, this is the time for people like you. This is your moment,
and
and I want to
and
spread the
I
word. That's
put
why I'm like,
15,
listen, make an affiliate link so I can start selling your products on my site,
I
and then
love
I just get my little
15
cut from
years.
whatever I come through me, whatever. I'll make a commercial and everything,
You know how
and we just
somebody
do it.
say
Just
15 years in the making? So when somebody's like, I'm always like, look, talk to me after the 5th year of your business being out, and then we can think, because it's a totally different experience. When you're just come out, you have to really work social media. After my like 9th year, I was like, if my products aren't selling by me through word of mouth and by good business, meaning tracking number, 1 to 5 days your stuff is out. I'm not, that's why I moved to some place where I could feel like, okay, if you're exhausted, go for a 10-minute sunbathe, because you have work to do. You can't be making videos. Today I wanted to make a video.
I'll
I said,
make
you
the
have to,
videos for you. That's why you get partnerships with like people like me that's sitting around making videos all day. That's got an audience that'll sell your products on their platform, and then you could just, all you have to do. I say, listen, I'm gonna get your products and rub it on I'm gonna show the results and be like, listen, this is what I have. That's what they do anyway with these other products. We just need
yes,
to
but
start
you know
doing it with
how many of those
our people
you
like
talking
you.
about, you just talking about, let's do this and have a partnership through that. Most people that have people talking about their products are paid sponsors. And I know, because a lot of people have reached out and said, hey, send me so-and-so and I'll talk about, I'm not going to pay you, or if it's not authentic, I don't even need to be in alignment with it.
Yeah,
And if
no. I'm saying like affiliate. That's like
oh
that's
no, this makes
affiliate link.
sense.
Yeah,
But do
yeah.
you understand, to pay somebody to
I'm
talk
not.
about
I
my
don't know.
product?
I don't expect you to pay me to do that. That's
Well,
crazy.
that's what other companies are doing. They're
And
not doing it.
they want free products. They want your products. I bet you too. So do they
And
do that for
that's
free too?
great, but I'm at a place where I don't feel I need to undercut myself by
Heck
having
no.
some, especially if you're
Not
not,
right now, because I'm gonna tell
if
you
you
what,
don't have a
you're gonna
larger
be in high
platform.
demand. Listen, I'm gonna speak this into you. You're gonna be in such high demand. Listen. You're gonna have to get some help. Okay,
I have help,
because
but I don't talk
you're gonna
about
have
it.
to. Yeah.
I paid for
Right.
a couple of employees. I have help,
Yeah.
but they're under contract, and I don't talk about who I've
Yeah.
taught to do what I do. I have a couple help, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm such a perfectionist that I
Mhm.
only have kept on, like, let's say out of the 8 people that I've kind of think, and I'm in great relationships with them all. But I tell people, if you can't put a label on straight, this a machine don't do this, I do this, or my son does
Wow.
this.
And it
My
looks
son
good.
gets paid to label. But if you can't put a label on straight, don't even waste my time, because a label is $1.50. One label
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
$1.50. And I'm not charging people, and this is why I have a plethora of products. I didn't want to rely and charge people what it actually takes me to make a coffee butter. That would be $25, is what it probably $20 to make a little jar. But I can't sell that to people for $40 in order to make a profit. That's crazy, to
Hmm.
sell a small jar for $40. So I literally had to make a lot of products so that I could allow myself to make a little bit of money as well, and not hit people in the head for a rosemary's oil or a tiger stripes oil. This shouldn't be $120. But yes, they're selling argan oil,
And you don't even
vitamin.
see the rosemary's in it like how it is on yours.
I like fresh. It's just what I like. And I know fresh rosemary is not going to spoil. It's not going to think, unless you put it on a radiator, it's not going to like, and why do I say that? Because I tested that. And it actually cooked my rosemary and made it a little fuzzy, like it was starting to ferment. And
Hmm.
it was still good, because ferment is actually okay if it's not chemical. That's how you get hops in beer. You leave something alone. The same thing how I make my onion and garlic shampoo, which is really great for alopecia, people with thinning hair, people that have dandruff, or really like just scalp issues. The onion and garlic is so good for your hair. And it doesn't smell like onion and garlic. How did I get it like that? Well,
Hmm.
I figured out how to actually extract and ferment and do all of that. But then really it's just the secret of essential oils. How do I make an onion and garlic product sellable where people will try to buy it and still be like, oh my God, this is great and it smells good. But you know what? If I close my eyes, I do smell the onion and the garlic. That's that for me, that alchemy.
And then you go outside and you really smell like a hamburger. You go outside
Exactly. Or not have a
cooking
product
hamburger.
not have a product singe your face because you might have exfoliated last week and hey, you're sitting under the sun. Sun kiss. I didn't even think that name came from it looking and smelling like the candy. I didn't even think sun kisses. I thought the candy. And so I put sun kiss. And then I was like, oh, it's like the sun's kissing you. So when people say, oh, your ideas are weird, years ago, someone was like, it's probably not the best idea. This is before I met my label guy. Shout outs to Fresh. They were like, your URL shouldn't be on your bottles. I was like, yeah, but I'm a new business and I want people to remember the website. Now, every company I see has their URL on their labels. So believe in yourself with small ideas because I was told it was tacky and I shouldn't do that. And now 99% of businesses that I see have their actual URL, their website on their products.
Yeah, because you don't have to go to whatever store they're selling it to. You can go directly to them, the main manufacturer.
And that's what I wanted to invest in. So much of my energy years ago was investing in other people, giving my ideas away before I brought them into fruition. And it just took a lot of, I'm grateful for where I live because just quieting myself on the beach every morning, doing yoga from like 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, there's got to be a way that I can bring the yoga studio into a product or be able to still exchange this type of energy where I'm not like in a studio. Or
look at some of these products, you guys. I just want to show how professional these products look. I mean,
you have to be because I know that my products could sit on a Sephora shelf and be great for a year. But how many? I'm not in a sorority. I'm not an AK. I say these things because who really does matter. A lot of people that are, I would say, on that level, they're all Eastern stars. They're all in a sorority and great for their sorority, but there should still be support. That's why when women like you are like, hey, I'll do a show. Even tonight, Sia was like, do you want me to reschedule because, you want to put these in envelopes? I said, no, we're going to wait. And I'm going to be grateful for the opportunity because I don't get a lot of opportunities to be on someone's platform.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to listen. I'm waiting until I get some money because I'm going to try to buy up the whole thing. I'm like,
Hunty. And the thing is, now I'm in a space where I know how to make
I want some of the onion stuff. I don't care if you smell a little onion. Shoot, whatever. I'll be eating onions anyway, so I probably smell like onions anyway. So whatever.
You so funny. No, and this is the thing. The thing for me was too, like, I want to keep this, I went to school to do stuff totally opposite this. And I wanted to think of people like your daughter. Like, it sounds corny, but I really do know what it's like to be teased by your peers for what your hair looks like. And I didn't have the right moisturizing products back in the day.
Oh my God, my daughter. Oh my Lord. My daughter has this weird hair. Not weird. I shouldn't say weird. She's got this hair that's a mixture between like curly and like, yeah, it's like almost like being, listen, people, I'm in Texas. So she got the white people hair. Yeah, but she's really just got that curly hair. Yeah, that good hair. Ain't no such thing as good hair because trust me.
If I don't moisturize, my shit is a bush.
Yes, and her hair tangles. What her hair does is it mats up, it wraps around and it tangles and becomes a matted mess.
It wants to lock.
It wants to lock. Her hair just wants to lock. All my kids' hair wants to lock. So I'm the only one to have a hard time locking my own hair. My hair don't lock. Theirs do without them even trying.
But see, Amor's hair is very fine and thin and really pretty. But he was like, I want to lock my hair, mommy. I was like, go ahead, let's do it. And now his locks are long and his locks are so thick. It's crazy. My locks are very thick, but I can kind of make them look tamed. Like by
did you gather yours together? Because mine seem to want to all come together too.
My hair didn't lock for the first 3 years. Whenever I washed it, it would frail out and it would do this again. So I'm going to keep it real with you. A little bit of dirt is actually what created my locks back in the day. If I were to do them differently now, I would probably like try to think of I don't know what I would do because I never went to a salon. I'm okay because my hair grew so much and I figured out how to clean them properly. There was only like this much of my hair that I could clearly see like lint and stuff in at the bottom. But like this to like here now, it's all clean because this is like the last.
Are you down with the whole putting the baking soda and vinegar thing into the locks? Is that like a thing that people should do?
No, but the apple cider vinegar does break up lint and will be very good, which is why I have aqua.
So, because I think a lot of times they'll put that in there. I see a lot of like locticians using that.
The aqua is made with apple cider vinegar. It's called apple cider vinegar aloe shampoo. It's an apple cider vinegar shampoo. And I made one because I needed to let other people see this is what works when you put a little bit of apple cider in your hair every now and then. And it's great. It just cleans it. It doesn't strip it. But I also have a little bit of conditioning elements in it. So it's not, when you finish, your hair kind of bounces and it's still shiny. My whole thing was really challenging myself, not comparing what other people did to what I did, thinking outside of the box and going, there's going to be people that copy your creativity, but that's how you know you're on the right page. And do I really want to be focused on like small claims court and taking people to court for copying my name and copying, or do I just want to keep making products and be grateful that I know at least mine was out 6 years before? And sometimes people are like, oh, I peep game. And even if they don't, I'm just very grateful that I've never saw something of someone might have been inspired and said, well, I'm going to give it the same name and likeness. That
So what do you think about like the things like the yoni steams that people are doing?
The what?
Yoni steams. Are you having a hard time hearing me?
Oh, the yoni steams. Yeah, I did a thing about that years ago. I don't necessarily think it's necessary to steam your vagina in order to think, but if women feel
roast beef, somebody says a roast beef, like making some roast beef.
Janet, I'm like this now, love. Let me keep it real. If it works for you and you like it, go ahead and do it.
I personally, I don't want to sit.
I will tell you that it's stripping. It's probably horrible for you, long term, and you don't need to do it. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't put my personal.
I can imagine like the steam is probably too hot, and then you got like these herbs that are kind of like being.
But then check it out. I go to the sauna. I go to the sauna and create my own steam room all the time. But it's not just directly under my vagina. It's my whole whole body.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't, it's not to say that's not being steamed.
And then a lot of them they're taking this thing, taking like some kind of thing, pouch and sticking it inside, and it has like some kind of herbs in it.
It's too much for the vagina if you're eating and drinking water and just having a couple of green juices once in that. Your vagina is a miraculous thing that will clean, and it's a self-cleaning organism. It will clean itself.
And again, we have a lot of men in the audience. The JJs are not supposed to smell perfect.
When you are in the shower, please use a washcloth. Please put your foot on a thing and wash properly. Like on the outside of your labia, on the inside of your labia, which is why you want to use things that are pH friendly and not use deodorized products, not use fragrance. Get rid of the Irish Springs, get rid of the I hate to say it. I used to use products in Bath and Body Works and wondered why. Sometimes it's because it has fragrance in it.
A lot of women smell very fishy after I gotta say this. A lot of women don't even realize how fishy they smell because they'll have that rose smell or whatever that smell is from that Bath and Body Works mixing with fish, and it smells like a rosy fish. You know what I'm saying? It's a combo of rose and fish.
Some women do have an allergy though, where they have a funk that and it's a pH thing. And I had to become sensitive because this one girl let me know, and she was like, no matter what I do. And I said, a lot of that, I'm going to keep it real with you. It starts with your diet, and you're eating something that is literally rotting or rots in your body. Because it's been diagnosed as, you have this fish app, you're allowing it to take control of your body. You can't eat right.
It's called a lot of BV. That's what's called bacterial vaginitis. Men have to.
It can come from
the reason why I'm even having a conversation with a mostly male audience is because men need to know this stuff with their women.
Multiple sex partners is where BD also stems from. We want to erase that small, huge fat. It's not just, it's from having a a plethora of different energy in and around your vagina. Your vagina has never had time to figure out how it wants to behave and react, because you are constantly stimulating, putting different energies and having different spiritual contracts with randoms. So it's not going to really, but women are a little, I hate to say this, but I can say that strong, yes, but stubborn, in the sense that I've watched women be like, well, it didn't work with this partner, so I'm going to find it, and it didn't work with this, so I'm going to do it. I can't get over him. You do not replace a broken heart by getting under a new lover. If that works for some people, I'm not saying it's not a tactic that hasn't worked for people. I'm saying it's not the best way to move on from a partner or a heartbreak or a lover. You do not replace a lover with another lover. You just don't do it, especially as a woman.
Promiscuity is very, very prominent in today's society with the way music is.
3 to 5
and I
years.
just want,
3 to 5 years it can take to get someone's essence, someone out of your system. So even in thinking of, women don't, it's not to say they don't care. I think that the younger generation maybe have not been educated, and then you're like, but there's so much to learn on the internet. I don't think that's it. I just don't think that women think that, I think that women have really started to think of their empowerment through their sexual energy. And it's been sold to us as that for so long. Like, the more empowered you are, the more you know yourself as a woman. It almost equates to having multitudes of partners or being with a lot of different people. And this isn't a subject that I talk about too much, because to each their own. I have a lot of friends that have been with a multitude of men, but I noticed that our friendships didn't go as long as, I've only been with one man, 2 men. I've been with a seer, and I tried one person, and it didn't work. Like, you can't make somebody want to be committed to you. You can't make.
Uh-oh, did we look? Is your, oh, please don't drop. I hope the phone, I know it's been thundering out here, so I hope I didn't lose you. With a pause going on. Okay. Looks like kind of lost my person. And it was getting good too. Hold on, I hope she comes back up. She was going in, wasn't she? Man, I don't know. It's the energy was getting too high up in here. She was going in right when it's about to get good, man. I hope she comes back. Man, right when it was getting good. But yeah, I'm so excited to have her on here. She was really breaking it down. Yes, we do need to, like, all these extra partners and this, that, the other. We need to chill all that out. The young audience, what I'm saying? I get it. People are younger. You got people like Sexy Red and this, that, the other. But yes, we need to update and change our minds and how we are out here doing things out here. Well, hopefully she'll be back. I'm not sure if her phone might have died or what. I
I
was
don't
saying,
know. Do you know that this is a Sears phone now? I don't even know. Hold on. He had something. Oh
no,
my
with your
goodness.
phone died. You know what? Right when you was getting good, it was getting good.
And I never talk about what you're talking about. I'm like, I
Man,
can't
let me
believe
tell
she
you something.
challenged me. Hold
People
on a
were like,
second.
"Yes, preach, girl, preach." Well, it was about the Holy
But you
Spirit
know,
was coming
can you
down.
see me?
It
I
was
see.
about
Why
to
is
get
the
the
Sears
Holy
phone
Spirit up
so?
in here.
Is the Sears phone blurry? Am I clear?
No, it's clear. It's cool. It's good. It's cool.
Okay, it's blurry on my side, but if
We
it's
listen
clear
to
on
the
your
word.
side, I'm just gonna
It's
trust the
okay.
process.
It's a little blurry, but it's okay because we're listening to the words you're saying. It ain't about all that other stuff.
I can't even
You
hear you. I'm trying to increase the volume. Girl, you gonna whisper, but I can hear you.
really? Oh
Yeah.
man, I
This
don't.
is a Sears phone. I don't even want to
I'm
talk
gonna try
about
to.
this and
I'm
go
gonna try.
off. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna keep it ultra with y'all.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
I can hear you because as soon as you start talking, I'm gonna quiet up so I can make sure I don't miss you. Can
Okay,
you
so
hear
no,
me?
yes, I can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You was going in, okay, and people were like, "Man, speak." People were getting the Holy Spirit by what you were saying, but
I don't want
and
to, okay, because this is such a sensitive thing. And I'm so, you know how you meet people and you respect their swag so much? I'm going to keep it ultra with you. There's
Mhm.
a lot of women, about 10 women that I can say are right, like I love these females, yo. And they are females that have been with a lot of different men. And I always wonder, why do I attract women that are like sexual, like out there? Like from the age of 21 to like 30, I always met women and were cool girls that were like, I'll be like, oh my God. And they'll play little games of, okay, you talk about how many men, how many people you've been with. I've only been with one person outside of this year. And that was enough to teach me, you cannot make somebody want to stay or be with you. Meaning, not every guy that has sex is gonna be like, oh, that shit was the bomb. I know personally, I probably won't be like really amazing, and I know this, until like the third time I've been with you, because it takes a while for me personally to open up to somebody and to trust and all that.
right,
Some men want a one hit wonder. They want to be with the female, and it's, certain things will be great with me, but then there's certain parts that I've learned. I'm a little like, oh my God, is this okay? Is this person gonna think me? Are they? And that's all right. I have not been out there with a lot of people, and I know that dating was just never really for me. I tried one person and quickly learned, wow, you can be with somebody, and okay, I'm not coming out as Vanessa Del Rio on the D the first night. So
right,
he might be like, this girl, she ain't bringing me what I need to that. And some people just won't deal with you. That was too
Mhm.
much for me. I wasn't like, okay, he didn't deal with me, And this is somebody I knew for over a decade. I thought I really dated. It was like, and I was like, if this is what I'd rather the experience and somebody committed to like the longevity and the long term. And I can't say that I might be a 10 out the gate. I know I'm a 10 once I have a couple
right,
of try. I could be a 20, but I have to know you. I have to be relaxed. I have to
right.
think. And that takes time that some men don't feel they have. So
Exactly.
I've only been with one person.
And a lot of men are missing out because of the fact that they just want to be so microwave with it. You're missing out on like what a woman actually like
Could
a
be
rose
like, and
blossom
yes,
into the rose instead. You just want the rose that's closed up before it even turns into an actual flower. You know what
yes.
I'm saying?
And when
So
you're like really excited to be with somebody, and I tell women this all the time, sometimes you jump into the act and it totally can take away from the foreplay of it because you're just excited. But foreplay is so needed for a woman, meaning like the massage, the intimacy, all of that. I can enjoy foreplay for so long and then sex be longer because foreplay was so enjoyable. And unfortunately, I don't think that women really even give themselves the opportunity to experience that because they haven't found somebody that like now, like, okay, I've been with the same man for 20. A guy's gonna go, look, you're basically a I don't care who you were or you had one time before this man. You've been with this man or you were just with one other person. That means that your body is pretty much in tune to this guy. A lot of men are not, and I know this because I've spoken to women and I've been very aware and hip to the streets. I'm not putting myself, sometimes I think about a Tia Mowry. You don't put yourself out there to date someone after you've been just married or with someone for a long time. If so, be prepared to be hurt because not every guy is going to care or want to deal with all that comes with someone that's been with someone for a long time. Sexual contracts are real and
mhm.
women make them quicker than they will sign. a contract to a new cellular phone.
And let me tell you something. You have met your twin. Y'all both got the same hairdo. I mean, come on now. Not he pulled the same hairdo. Y'all got the same hairdo, bro.
Genesis, is that people to this day still stop me with a seer. If you know me from high school, people to this happened like a month ago. Someone to this day will still go, Selena, I can't believe you weren't with, I can't believe you didn't marry. They still ask me about my first boyfriend from high school and college. I was with this guy for like 8 years. 8 years. And I thought I would marry him. I thought it was going to be a thing. And I was
definitely a monogamous the same way. I cannot
listen to the kicker. Genesis, I was one of them girls in college that I wasn't having sex with this boy, but we had done everything else, high school and I told him, I said, look, you're not a virgin, I am. I want you to have sex when I'm in college, be with girls, do your thing. I don't ever want you to think I'm babysitting the D. I want you to experience, I love you. I want to be with you. I'm in love with you. Just don't fall in love with nobody and don't catch no disease. Be protected, be thing. But during college, and I'm not telling you this because I want to be promiscuous and thing. You know me. I'm like pretty wrapped up with it. I just don't want you to look back and resent me for being me or for you feeling like you gotta wait for me. Do you now? Do you know this boy waited until he graduated college to then, it wasn't who he had sex with. It wasn't that he had sex with someone else, because I was cool with that in my mind. It was the fact that he had sex with a woman that I could never follow after. This woman was, let's just say she was a very well-known video vixen from the 90s. In every Puffy, Biggie video,
Lord.
She was front row center. Gorgeous girl, 15 years older than us. So let's say I'm 22, this girl 35, 36.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was with this girl, I didn't want to follow that. And I felt like
you already know if she's fooling around with those people, she already got one of those
and he got something after.
The herpes. That's past the herpes is passing around.
Honey, he had something, and you know what the boy said to me? I felt like you put a juju on me. I said I haven't seen you in 8 years.
Yourself. It's called bad decision.
I've never done hexes, jujus, nothing. I'm not but I don't. That's not where I come from. That's not what I do. It's okay, but chill. I'll just pray and be like, Lord, get this spirit away from me. That's the juju I do. I just pray and like something don't feel right. Please, ancestors, mom, God, just watch after me, protect me, keep me in your octahedron of light. I'm there. I'm not like chicken. Are you crazy? Not me. That's not me.
Right.
But not to hate on anyone else's culture. It's just not how I was raised. I don't practice things that I'm not hit
harm to my
on a deeper level. Yes. Even if I read about it, it still doesn't feel innate. So I don't do it.
Right.
Okay. So this boy, he did all of this. I didn't put no hex on you, but I said to myself, I'm in love with this guy, but it's done now. I'm been with somebody that I am not gonna be the virgin with this bitch.
And just ruin your whole life.
He ruined it. She ruined everything for me because I would have been with him if he had just chose somebody that was a little cleaner, a little better.
Yeah.
But that's not what he did. So we had to part ways to this day. And I had to tell my husband, I said, if we're walking in New York and somebody says something or stop, he's like, it's happened so much. Same thing with him though. We've both been reminded. So I've sometimes said, look, if that happened and I didn't have sex with this guy, can you imagine if I made a sexual contract with somebody so young? And it could take years to. So I'm grateful I didn't. At 22, I was a virgin. I met a seer. And I told him, I was like, look, I might not be great out the gate. I'm kind of fresh, but I do know this, that, and the third, and I'm willing. He was like, we good, money.
You guys sound like you're very technical.
I was like, look, I do this, that, and the third. When you're sexually active, but actually haven't been, you still, you're sexually active. But I didn't have full sex. So I had to be honest with that with him. And in saying that, I speed it up to say, I think a lot of women, I'm just not, I know I'm not built for dating. If at 22 I was a virgin and waited that long, and I remember being upset because I was like, by now I would have been having sex, and this woman, let it go. Walk away and see what's in alignment for you.
I think women should take a break, like
a year later, I met a seer. A year
Right.
later, and I told him, I was like, look, I want to have sex. I want to do all of it. But I've never actually done the do. I've done everything around the do. And he was like, all right.
Around the do.
Everything around the do. I'm very familiar with the do-dos. But I haven't let that in. And I want what I pray for is that we can build something, regardless of what you go through as your own. I know I'm monogamous. You don't have to make that decision right now, but I want you to at least be honest with me so that I can make the necessary steps in protecting myself if you're out there. And he was like, no one ever talked to me like that. No one ever gave me the option. So the option for him was a green light. The option for my first, he might have seen it as, oh, she's doing, I don't know what. Because now I think back and I'm like, that to me was a dream situation, but he might not have seen it as that. So I'm grateful I aligned myself with someone that was like, now that I have the freedom to do everything that I want, I think I just kind of want to build and be with you. And it worked out. I'm just saying it worked out. And I'm grateful. But now I don't ever try to think that I'm the type that could just, I'm very experienced in sex, but I know with a new person, I'll be a clam, I'll be a shell. I'm a clam up right away.
Right. So but with that, you have also experienced
I'm gonna take off my fronts.
The ups and downs, and downs for like what you could use, products that you could use, because you've been with this one person. So you probably know what you could use that's going to cause some issues down there for him and for you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And get to experiment. Okay, well, if I use this, it's going to make him break out, make me break out. And even say another thing I'm going to say with guys, since this is a lot of men that's watching this channel right now.
Rosemary's Baby, man.
I'm not sure what a rosemary baby is, but what is that?
That's the hair oil that's going to work wonders. That and Son of Man for your beards. It's just, men have sent me pictures. I love the men in my life because they're like very expressive, and they'll be like, look, this shit changed my hair. My hair is growing. Thank you for bringing my patches back. Like, so thank you, because men really hold me down with products. And a lot of that is just from
which one of the products is good for that?
Rosemary's Baby, they can use the Tiger's Balm. They can use Son of Man, that's specifically made for men. The Rosemary's Baby, the hair growth serum. I don't know why none of these phones are charging out here. I don't know if there's something with this thing, but I know I have limited time. I don't want to lose it again.
And I want to also say the main thing I want to, because a lot of people, like I said, I know we've gotten into the hair on top of it, but I really want to get into, like, I really want to talk about this whole thing on the lower part, because, you know, it's great to smell good. It's great, but we have to have very good reproductive hygiene and practices. Okay. Like
and
I said,
oils. Stay away from the boric acids and the supplements and things that you inject up your vagina. You should not be injecting anything.
Men, if you have a woman that's doing that, like I said, mostly male audience, right? So
don't allow, if you're with a woman using anything with fragrance or using any type of supplement where she's like to not smell. A lot of the new products, and they have like a suppository where they sting, that will make you sterile in the future. You do not want to use any products with soy in it. You do not want to use any products with PEG, PEG 90, anything with parabens. Even when they say there's no parabens in it. Okay, no paraben is one thing, but now turn it around and see what chemical is in it. There is nothing that is store-bought that has no chemicals. It's crazy. I don't know why, but everything that is sold in the store is compromised, unfortunately. So,
and another thing too, if you can
buy like vitamin E in the store, but that's just plain vitamin E. It's not a brand.
What about cocoa butter in the store? Is cocoa butter bad?
Cocoa butter has mineral oil in it. It is the number one thing that is causing problems with testes, problems with infertility. It is the number one way to stop men from being able to have good, strong sperm.
And let me tell you something. I know a guy who used to rub that on his thing, and get it in what they sell. So guys,
powder. Stay away from talc. Talc, mineral powder is horrible. Talc is okay. You can use that talc, cornstarch. Excuse me. Cornstarch is good. Stay away from the talc. It's horrible for us. Stay away from all the disodiums, anything with a D, a C, any type of chemical. Unfortunately, Amor, you're killing me. You're killing me with this stuff. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. It's so hard. So the
soap wise, you should not, because soap is not soap.
Soap
if it doesn't say
soap.
If it doesn't say soap on
it's detergent. It's detergent. It's too harsh for you. It's detergent. And I used to love an Irish Spring. I used to love there was this one, pears. I used to love a pear. And then I was like, why is my skin? Oh, because the vegetable glycerin is not just glycerin, it's also got some fragrance in it and some if you look at the ingredients, there's so many bad ingredients in all those clear.
Dr. Castille's, because everybody been swearing by that. Is it Dr. Castile or Dr.
Oh, Dr. Bronner's. You're talking about Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. Excellent. Excellent product.
And Burt's Bees too?
Burt's Bees is horrible. I hate, oh God. And then this is the thing I don't want to talk bad about. So, Burt's Bees is really not good. It's horrible. Look at the ingredients and it'll tell you. But the Dr. Bronner's, I can say it's very good. There's also, they don't even make products in this country anymore. It's an Australian-based country. There was a Dr. Hauschka. That you could kind of get, but I'm not going to give them no shout outs because they haven't made products here.
Right. You have, So here's the thing. Basically, all that stuff that you're going to be able to order anyway is going to be all jacked up by the Chinese tariff because they're getting all this stuff manufactured in China. So what we're saying is that this beautiful young lady right
this
here
isn't even the whole product line.
Right.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm just sharing what I have that's ready tonight. Like, it's not fair. This Wednesday, this was ordered Monday. So I like getting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get these
She makes all her stuff to order. So it's not
everything is to order, but I will say I'm gonna keep it real. I do have big things of my washes and stuff, but like let's say the tiger stripes is different than the lavender, it's different than the kelp help. The kelp help has so much that's good for people that have breakouts, as well as the rose clay alchemy. But then you have the banana face wash. A lot of people have been seeing that guy with the banana peel. He's onto something. Banana peel has got great stuff in it to keep your wrinkles skin tight. But who's gonna sit there rubbing a banana peel on their skin every day? So the banana face serum is extracted banana, but it's actually made with banana peel. So I really do a whole bunch of work. But the banana.
Hold on, listen. Let me see the Scam Chan.
Great
Everything
for hypertrophic
he just said
great
real
for
quick.
dark spots.
Scam Chan, everything's is chemicals is not a bad thing. Bullshit. Some chemicals cause infertility. Some chemicals cause
breast cancer,
infertility,
ADHD,
fibroids. I'm dealing with fibroid right now.
Muscle spasms, jaw problems, eyesight issues, breathing problems, respiratory issues, asthma.
Be natural. That's all it is.
Yes. Eczema, dermatitis. And again, things will look good in the beginning. So a lot of craze right now is the Korean skincare craze. But snail mucin is actually horrible for your skin long term. And there is an actual snail just mucin in it. You're asking what is that makes their skin look like glass? It is chemicals. It is not good for your skin. It will clarify it for a little while, but I guarantee you in a year or two, you are going to have major issues. You're going to have breakouts.
People taking fetuses and baby fetuses and all kind of like
how
newborn
you do something
fetuses
for a while and it really works, and then like why? And then like 3 weeks into using it, you start breaking out and you're like, why is this not working? Because your skin is actually adapted to it. The beginnings, it's like you're in a great relationship. That's the honeymoon stage. Now see where you are in 3 to 5 months. See how you're feeling in 3 to 5 months. You want to really make sure that everything, like you're like, well, what's going to preserve it? Preserving products can take place with so many herbs and oils. So because every product has an herb in it, the cancer product has an herb in it. The Revive has the green tea matcha, has the black seed. We're talking about black cumin seed.
She's
oil.
not using alcohol and water in her products.
Or water, or
soy,
like
what,
or
coconut
safflower. People are charging y'all $80 for 4 ounces. This hair oil, 1.5 ounces is $40, and it's soy and safflower and sunflower oil.
And on Amazon for the same thing.
I get you got a great famous name and everybody loves you, but why don't you give people what they deserve? Well, why do I need to do that? I'm a multimillionaire and I put a little I made sure I had a little castor in it. So a little castor go a long way. And it's like, it does, but it's not great. And then what are these little droplets in the scalp? That's great, but your head it got shaft. It got a whole bunch of hair. 1 ounce is not gonna do nothing.
Right. Stand up and show how long your hair is.
I don't even want to. You know how you're like, it's not necessary.
No, because
Long.
I'm like, well, it's all the way
If
down
I
to
do
her
this,
feet.
I have to have a seer do it. I get like, it's not even deep. It's okay. If I were to stand up, it's pretty long. I
That's
don't know
her real hair. That's not no weave. That's not no
it's not. And you
sew-in.
know what? A lot of girls do like the extensions on top. They're beautiful. That's great. I even like that women are, I see some people with the thing. I just didn't cut anything. All of this comes from new growth, like your edges growing too much and me not wanting to pull them and me having such thick locks that I was like, I'm just tired of following the norm, which is twisting. My hair, it took forever to lock, so I'm grateful it's locked. But now that it is, and I know how to take care of it, I'm just grateful that I've made the products that can sustain and that just continually grow my hair. But you're right. I am very grateful to not have gray hairs. I do think it's the hibiscus.
And we're the same age. You know what I'm saying? And my hair is full of gray. So
it's the hibiscus, it's the anise, and I drink a lot of beetroot juice. Beets, celery, hibiscus. I do a lot of like herb, like I try to drink my little herb tea, but a lot of ginger, a lot of and it really, I'm gonna keep it real. A couple of grays, let's embrace all of that. Like I love gray hair. It just hasn't happened for me like that yet. So, and I
wanted to really show this website too, because I know you said your phone is about to break down, or not break down, but shut down.
It's www.cordobaorganics.com, and your
look how professional these products are.
Gets a free. I worked really hard on the professionalism of it, so thank you. Really, everybody gets a free lip balm. You get a personalized email with your tracking number 3 to 5 days after your order. That means a lot to me because I don't believe in people waiting for a month to get their stuff. It's just ridiculous. Also, it's an investment. When people invest in you, try to make it look like your shit came out of a store. I really do believe in labels. So even though my labels are really expensive, they're waterproof, and it's something that I'm grateful for because they can't be reproduced. And I took years to find the label design. I took years. I went through so many stages where I was like, this isn't good enough. This peels off. So I'm very grateful for people to see stuff like that. But
you've been in business over 20 years, correct?
Like I could not be like, trust you me, there's so many people making products. And I hate doing stuff that everybody else does. But this is one thing that I was like, the testimonials have kept me too humble. Y'all are too like, please, thank you, my baby, my daughter, her skin. And those are the things that I'm like, it's not to say I don't need social media, but I'm very grateful that I put so many years every day posting that then it became like, I don't want people, like I want to get the work done, and getting the work done isn't being on social media every day. And that's something that's like a marriage. You have to say, okay, am I going to be married to being seen and talking about products, or am I going to actually make the products that sometimes cause me to not be on the camera? This is a blessing. It's not on my platform. I can share it to other people and say, look, it's been out for 14 years and there's so many recreations, but what I will say about mine is that it's litmus tests. They're all pH balanced. All 80 plus products are handmade. So the reason why I do that is because I don't know what size people are getting. And I can't just bottle a whole bunch of small and a whole bunch of little. You have to know what people want. And the reason why I do that is 2 ounces and 16 ounces is the big difference. But some people really only buy 16 ounces. And I want to make this affordable and this affordable. But at the same token, I also want to give options to people that might not want to try a big jar. So I do 4 ounces. And if someone's buying 2 ounces, some weeks 2 and 4 ounces are the thing. Other weeks 8 and 16 are. So I can't guess what product people want in which jar. So I wait till the order comes in, print everything out, see what size everything needs to be put in. Then all my empty bottles make sense. Now I can bottle the product in the necessary jar and make what needs to be made. So I make every day maybe like 30 or 40 big batches of things. But sometimes those 30 or 40 big batches, now that I have the things to store them in that are hypo, everything, and don't and sealant and all vacuum seal. Now that
honey, if you were in LA doing this, you'd be making you'd be a billionaire right now doing the same.
I should be, and I know that.
If
but
you were
I'm
in
not
Los Angeles, honey, all them celebrities would have.
I don't have like mass sponsorships or anything. So I'm always like, I'm open to an investor. I'm open to all of that. But what has come my way, I'm not, I have a nationality, meaning that not everybody that has color skin that is our color are black or consider themselves just to be black. I'm a black woman, no doubt, but I'm black. But on paper, I have a nationality, and that means a lot. It's to say that, I can't necessarily do certain things that are only for people that are under certain monikers, and I'm not under that anymore. So I'm very grateful for all of that. But again, I couldn't take any DEI hires. I don't fall under any of those categories. So I'm very grateful for how far we've come in 15 years. And yes, I do have employees, but my whole thing is not to always, like, sometimes people, oh, look at my employees and look at my store, look at my factory. It's like, I just want to show off results and products and consistently inspire myself to make things outside of the norm, because I do see how we are changing.
I'm appreciative of the slow growth, because what happens when things grow too fast is that they become watered down, and they lose the original thing, because when people will come in and say, oh man, we want to invest in you, but you're gonna have to change your whole change this ingredient so we can mass produce it, and then now it loses everything that you started off with.
No, there's a way to.
Did we lose her again? She said that she was running out of batteries, y'all. We're gonna have to do a part 2 of this. We're gonna have to do a part 2. This was amazing, you guys. I'm so amazed about how this whole thing. Yeah, her phone died. Man, this is right when it's getting good, right? Right when it's getting good, you guys. It was thundering out here too, so it's been a weird thing going on with the tornado. I mean, the thunder and the weather. So hopefully she's beyond ready for a factory. So I mean, I have never seen a company that is so organized. Like, look at how beautiful this product is. I'm like, wow, I mean, she really put a lot of effort into this, I mean, if you guys get a chance, check it out. She makes all her products made to order. She has them all. She has some products that are based on your astrological sign, different ingredients that are all natural. She makes sure that they don't have too much. They don't have any alcohol or water in them. Mainly the biggest thing is we have to get out of using a lot of artificial stuff. Hey, right when you're about to cook, right, man, when you be getting into it.
This is also why I love these moments. I love you guys so much. Thank you for holding me there. This is why I don't be setting stuff. I would just be like, look, just be grateful for people inviting you on. Make these goddamn just stay. I like staying positive, playing my jazz music, getting these products out, and it's easy for me to make 300 a day now. But it didn't. That wasn't like the first 2-3 years. I started off slow, and then the more I was challenged, the more I expanded. Now I just really wanted to be in a space where I could just keep everything really, really clean, keep everything organized. Like my labels alone, and just making sure that I have every label is a job within itself. So there's like, let's say, out of 80 products, all of these have labels. You got to make sure you don't ever run out of a label. You don't ever run out of an ingredient. So much of my business is really about waking up and planning on what I need to order for the day, what herbs I need to go and get, what I need to order. A lot of my herbs I do fresh, but there are some like my marigold I order, I outsource. But outsourcing herbs is totally different than outsourcing something that's product based. So for me, right. I'm just really, I didn't think years ago that this, I was like, damn, I should have just cut corners. Everybody just think. Now I'm like, wow, now I don't have to rely on anybody. I'm not waiting on anybody to bring me. And that means a lot, because I've heard people being affected by certain things, and I just didn't want to. Same thing with my website and with stuff. It's not that I can't be on Amazon or this. Everybody's always empowering. What is it? I had a gentleman tell me a while ago, a businessman, a friend of mine in Japan, and he said to me, the best businesses are the ones that do not need social media to exist, number one. Number two, you want to be in a space where word of mouth and doing it, which means that you're going to have to do more than you. So all of that, challenge yourself, and don't allow any other, empower your own portal. We're so quick to put our products in every other, have one.
And then let someone else make it seem like it's like they doing us a favor
Or
and take
right.
a portion of our thing, and really they just making money off of our hard work.
And that's why I'm like, I'm okay with Walmart. It's great, like pre-sale order type stuff, but long term, now I make more than I would have outsourcing or waiting for their sales to go down. And it's just, I've never really been in a space where I've never been in a space where it's just always about empowering. I've always, college, everything was outsourcing and making someone else's thing successful.
Right, like you think about like Shark Tank. Look, think of a business like you. If you were to go to a place like Shark Tank, right, you would be so and beholden to whatever that investors
Studying herbs and going, look, we need a belly rub, but it can't have uva ursi. It can't have stuff that's going to overstimulate our kidneys as women. The same thing. Sometimes women, we don't realize the small things that we use on our hair every day. Like that was a huge shift, and it changed everything. My friends changed. Everybody changed. Selena doesn't have this type of hair. What is she, some hoodoo natural? All of these stereotypes, things come with it. And it's really just like, no, I just wanted to treat my hair like a bonsai tree. Just want to water it, oil it, keep it healthy, see how long it can grow on its own, and be easy. In the very beginning, I would have done things probably a little different. I wouldn't have worn a cap on my head for like the first 3 years to make it matte. I would have just taken more time, but I was really rushing the lock process, so then it locked. But what made my hair lock, but you got to remember, and I talk quick like this because I know we're going to be, you got to remember, locks, the original thing with locks was it forming from the dirt, from a little bit of lint, from a little bit of, washing it and just letting it be. So when did we become a lock society where every lock has to be in spot? And so locks are supposed to attract a little lint. You're supposed to have frizz on the top of it. It's alive. Your hair is alive. Yes, you can put the proper product to make it tame and to keep it coiled and saturated and pretty. But at the end of the day, if I go out in the sun, go into the ocean water, wash all the product out of my hair, it's curly, it's pretty, but it's a little frizzy. And some people, oh, her hair ain't done. Don't ignore those people. It's your, your hair. I said, well, at least it's my hair. My hair might be frizzy, but it's all my frizz. And I'm okay with that. And you gotta like ignore people that are, the friendly, like, what are those supposed to be? Like locks? Or where do you get them done? You need a retwist. All of that, well, I retwisted one time. I'm just grateful to have my own. And you just let it just fall off you. I've had so much more hate. People literally, girls that do hair have been like, let me just show you, and like thing. And it's like, you can show me, but you don't know my hair like me. My hair is gonna stay like that for 20 minutes. And then as soon as I bend over, it's gonna unravel itself and just thin. To keep my new growth so tight, it was starting to hurt at night to keep it thin.
Yeah.
And
then it starts to thin out, and then it starts to break off, and then that's why the front of your hair probably is all like thin in the front, or shorter in the front, because those probably broke off from, and you probably had locks longer, but all that broke off from all that twisting it and trying to doing all that stuff.
Exactly. So I tell people all the time, the longer my hair grew, the more I had to become humble and listen to it. Meaning I couldn't still twist it and thin. My hair grew, it get a little longer, it's heavier. So I don't want any of this to thin. I don't want to have any thin spots in my hair.
Yeah.
So that means my Selena's hair, I might just have to oil it, twist. I do a little this on the real wispy parts, and I keep the front chill because that's what it asks for. So that's what I'm going to give it. And that's actually how while my hair is like this, I can put it up. I try to do little stuff, but I don't really wear my hair up for more than a couple of hours. Because up, I feel the weight. Down, it's weightless. I don't feel anything. The only time I feel it is after I wash it. It's a little heavy, but I just make sure I wash it early in the day. By 3 o'clock, I'm doing more of my labeling outside. It's dry. I'm good. So it's a process. But again, everybody has different locks. We all start differently. There's nothing wrong with spa culture, beautiful locks. It's just I didn't know women back in the early 90s. In the mid 90s, I grew my locks in 2001, but I graduated college in 1999 and I cut my hair in 2000. meaning I didn't know women from the 90s that did locks like that.
Well, that's 25 years of growth. I know people that are at 25 years, their hair is nowhere near their feet.
Yeah, it's weird now. Now I can't ride my bike. I literally take my hair. I have to take all of my hair, wrap it. I have to wrap it. I put it in a hair bag. I would love somebody to design this because I needed a mesh one. A basketball hair bag, throw it in there, drawstring the bottoms of it, and I have to ride my bike with my hair in a bag because it'll get caught in the spokes. That was all new. Same thing with sometimes just walking on the beach. My hair literally will touch the sand now. So I do, and oh, you're gonna cut it? I am gonna probably trim it when it gets like on my feet, like when it's on my ankles. But I kind of like the challenge of seeing if there's some of mine that I messed up and got caught in the car and cut and tried thinning. So they're not all even.
Yeah.
Some of my back ones are really long and my side ones aren't because I tried trimming them to keep them wrapped. So they're like maybe 4 or 5 inches different.
So how long is a Sears is his front of his hair short too?
A Sears front of his hair is an afro. And it's an afro. If I think we braid it, but sometimes he just likes seeing it as an afro. And I'm like, why did we locked it, but then his hair grew, the back grew of it. And because the front of his hair, when I first met him, he literally didn't have locks. They were just like little springlets because he kept it shaved, like he had a shave. And so then he grew out the shave and I just started braiding it and his hair grew into cornrows. So it was cornrows and then locks. But I said, keep it cornrowed when it grows. It's so thin. I said, I can lock your hair now. He said, we can thing, but I kind of like the freedom of I said, you like me braiding it still. So he's right. Amore's hair is fully locked. And Amore's got his own little life on. People like, you know, Amore is so popular in his life. I don't even think he thinks of social media. He doing it. So I'm very grateful for things like that. But I didn't want to lock Amore's hair too early. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I miss his braids. But his hair he doesn't like getting it done. He didn't like getting braids done.
I think I'm gonna do that for my daughter because she don't like.
I mean, he really hated it. It was like torture. It was torture for him. And he had
my 17-year-old. She's autistic and she's really sensitive.
She is?
Yeah,
What's her name?
Her name is Aura. And she don't
God.
like her head is very, very Offset and Aura. That's her.
Beautiful names, and they're all A names. And it's crazy because I have a product named Aura. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, Jensen. Thank you. But you know, I also want to just say you gotta find joy in what you do. Sometimes people are like, I talked about how popular products are. I didn't think 15 years ago that everybody and their mama would want to make products.
Would need this.
It's
no.
exhausting.
Let me just tell you. Who knew 15 years ago that these tariffs would happen and everybody's going to need your products?
I'm so grateful because now I'm like, look, sometimes people are like, you rent, you don't have a storefront. Look, I didn't come from money. I lost my mother before I was a grown woman at 19 in college. I put myself through college. I paid off all my student loans. I was broke at the age of 23. I had no family or a house to turn to. Thank God I met a seer who was like, wow, you're not a bum, even though you don't have any family to show for. He really loved me for who I was and could tell. He was like, no, you come from good stock. He met a couple of my family members, kind of got the picture, and was like, I'm willing to rock with you. But that is exactly why I'm faithful and loyal. And I'm like, no matter what, sometimes women don't get that. I talked about Tia Mowry and just saying that you don't get the world that's out there. These, it's a sex of dating means intercourse. It does not mean getting to know someone. And for me, I know I'm not built like that. I've been with the same person.
I swear to goodness, we're gonna do a show about marriage. I swear, I'm gonna have Kevin Wesley.
I could meet people. I love people, but even if God forbid, I'm okay with saying my life has been pretty fulfilled and almost at 50. I'm good. Finding somebody that's willing to commit to you, that's willing, even if it's whack on them, the first time, I'm gonna stick around for the second or third. That's very hard to attract. If you have, that's great. It's just now, I know personally I attract very young men And it's inappropriate at 48 to be with somebody in their 20s. It's just inappropriate.
Yeah, that's what's going around right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening with that.
It's inappropriate. Like I know a lot of 22-year-olds that are like, are you kidding? Yo, if you weren't single, I'm like, I could never date a 23 or 24-year-old. I'm 48.
Right. What do I look like? A pervert? Right.
But but you look better than the 20. I say that's really a nice compliment, but I'm 48. I was old enough to have you if I had
exactly right. My
had
son,
you in my 20s. I'm not doing it. And not only that, men that are my age, it's wonderful, but I'm grateful enough to say I understand the spiritual contracts and the responsibility that comes with it. And I'm okay with knowing that I might not. Some guys don't want to be with a woman that's kind of programmed to just one experience. They want a woman that's a little out there. And some men might not. I know the men that I've been attracted to in life are not attracted to extremely promiscuous women. And I've been very grateful for that. But there are other men there. Other men do exist in the world where they don't want, a virgin is like, and I get that too, because I have met older virgins and I've been like, oh my God, I was not like that in my 20s when I was a virgin. But to each their own. I always celebrate sexuality. I just don't think that unfortunately, it's what it's supposed to be. And a lot of people are making contracts and having a lot of issues in their personal life.
They're having a lot of issues with that's why we need to adopt
they can't even hear their thoughts because, if I think about the one other person that I've been intimate with outside of a seer, can you imagine and that's normal. Some people, you shouldn't think. It's not normal to not know the people that you've been involved with spiritually and sexually. That's not normal.
That's not normal, yeah.
That's not normal to not know all the names of your lovers. That's not normal. It's not normal to not know the last name or the birthday of your lover. It's not normal to me. That's not normal. It's not normal to not know some things about the person you are making a spiritual life contract with. That's not normal. But the not normal is the new normal. So I'm okay with letting the youth and letting people be how they feel. But when I meet women that are like, I just can't, and I can't keep my thoughts, I'm like, first of all, you had sex with over 30 men and you're not even 30. So you can't even think your thoughts. You think that you can, but you can't because
you're thinking your thoughts are his thoughts and everybody else's that he's been with.
And it's like a swarm. I don't even know what these women's dreams are like when they have multiple partners. If I could still dream about the one or two boys, can you imagine? That's normal though. And it's healthy. You're supposed to think about people that you've been with. They've meant something to you. You've had it was a changing point, a meeting point, something grandiose happened for you guys to exchange energy like that. And it's weird to me to not ever think of them again.
Right.
I'm just thankful that I don't have negative thoughts. Even people like my first that it didn't work out with. Hey, I hope his future and his life turned out to be what it was. And I wish that he'd made different decisions. But now at this age, I don't wish for things that aren't because I'm very grateful for what is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always think about, what if I had this and what if you don't. You don't have a mother to go. Your child doesn't have a grandparent. Your child don't have no uncles or aunts. You think I wanted to have a kid with no family, with no grandparents? Not at all. Not the way I was raised.
Hey, I'm in your boat. My grandparents are deceased. My mom is deceased, and father's deceased.
You see,
so that's a very hard place to be in. To know that, hey, you know what I'm saying, a lot of like the things
and on
that
both sides.
Yeah.
My son, he's so independent and loving, but he don't trust who he don't need to trust. He's I'm good. I could take, and sometimes I wish he was a little more. That's not a more. You have to work to get into him to love on him.
Same way with my daughter. Yeah, that's
a blessing. See, we'll set them up. They can date. And this is how I gotta think. Like, who's gonna date my son?
Right.
My son is almost 17. And
my daughter's 17 and she don't fool with nobody. She ain't got no friends in high school. I'm like, what's going on? You ain't got no friends?
And he's out there, but he's not sexually active. You know how crazy? I'm like, I was having sexual activities at your age. At 16? Oh my God.
See, at 16, I wasn't even dating nobody. I was very much into band. I was a nerd.
At clubs, making out
at clubs
and acting like nobody in the world, having full makeout sessions on the train. 17.
You know, New York is kind of crazy though.
And parties and clubs. I went to Tribe Called Quest clubs. I went to parties, the Roots. I've been to every hip hop show, and that was what was great about New York. But New York was so live. We didn't need social media. We didn't need to have sex.
Right.
We were going
Exactly.
to shows. We were going to events. We were going to hip hops. I was so busy that I told my boyfriend, I said, look, I know you asked to be with me and I really love you, but I'm not trying to bone until I'm a little older because it's going to be what I do all the time. I don't want to consume myself with sex before the age of 18. What am I going? And I
think that because I didn't have sex before I turned 18 either. So I didn't have a boyfriend until I turned 18.
That's incredible.
My first boyfriend was when I was 18 years old.
That's incredible. Yeah, I was making out. I wasn't
even allowed to have male friends in high school. Like in high school, I couldn't be friends with boys at all. So I was raised extremely strict.
That's why I love the men in my life, because you want to still have certain, but I'm very okay with having extreme platonic friendships and really just support them like men and being like, yo, if they want to share stuff, I'm a great listener. It's great advice. But I'll be like, yo, she playing with you. So I'm very grateful I have certain male friendships and female, but I can really count my female friendships on like this hand.
Same here. I think I got less fingers than you.
You see, and this is from the 3rd grade and from like the 5th grade, and I'm still. But we give each other distance too because they live in New York. They haven't been out here in 15 years.
Most of my friends are probably, they're not, I don't talk to them every single day. It's like, but when we talk, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And same. I've been out here for 15 years. I have not seen my girlfriends in 15 years. They have, for some reason, Miami's far, and I'm not going to New York right now.
Right.
So we good. But
it's actually $200 on Spirit Airlines, but it's okay.
Yeah, and give people distance. Sometimes I say I've been the most successful since I haven't chit-chatted and had friendships on the phone. The last 10 years.
Plus, if you're married, you know what I'm saying, and they're not married, it's kind of difficult to really have those to be too talking to people.
I love married women. And I haven't even talked to you before. I feel like I've known you my whole life. I'm like, I've never spoke to you, and I feel like I've known this woman. We've talked. We slide across. No interruptions. It's just, that's very miraculous. It's innate. It happens sometimes. When it doesn't with people, I'm just like, okay, just keep it moving. But when it does, I'm just like, girl, it's so amazing to meet you. And
we definitely have to do a part 2 because I really want. I'm gonna get some of your products.
I'm gonna make you something. I try to, and I have, but I'm gonna make your daughter something and make sure I get your address, just so I send you something this week for her. And then you can look on the website and do all the due diligence. Yeah. But I have.
I'm gonna try some things out. When I get paid, I'm gonna order some certain stuff. I want to try some stuff because I know my hair wanted to grow, and I like to take a lot of baths. I'm like a bath.
You June?
I'm June 20th. Yeah.
Yes, you're okay. I love me a Mercury. You're a Gemini.
Yes.
I love it. All day I can talk to you. Like, girl, oh my God. This Mercury and Mercury. I'm a Virgo on the last day. So
we're gonna sit there, talk on the Gemini. I'm like on the last day of Gemini.
Yeah, and then for me as a Virgo, on the last day of Virgo, that's that cusp. Last day of Virgo, a lot of people, are you with this? Are you? I don't know. I now that I've realized so many people really have disdain for my sign. I'm like, I am very fastidious. I'm a perfectionist with stuff.
But I don't know. You're just telling your products how perfect they are.
I try not to dominate that with other people. Woo. If you can't be on this level, then we'll never work together. I don't even want to train people, because if you don't come in with a certain decorum and cleanliness, I'm like, yo, it's been good. Here goes the 150 for the day. I'm out, because I don't like hurting people's feelings and making them feel like they don't do things good enough. And that's might be why I don't run a huge empire. I don't like making people feel like, why would you do this?
Perfection.
Do you think that this mixes with this? Why is this powdery on the bottom? First of all, this wasn't blended right. You didn't shuck the aloe. Why is there green peel in this? The green peel is supposed to be extracted. That's why the cheesecloth. See, I don't want to do that to somebody. And make them be like, oh my God, well, I was just trying my best. And your best isn't even remotely good enough. You can't tell somebody that. You got to be like, your best was the best. And I do. I'm like, you did great. Thank you. I'm not lying. They did great. Was it up to my standards? I'm not even gonna put my standards on it.
Hey, let me tell you something. You think that the Chinese when you what's it called, the sensei is gonna be kind to them when they're trying to teach them how to do something. They're
Yes.
gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
The
you
kick
know
was
this.
high enough.
Right. Your kick wasn't high enough, man. Throw
But
it in the
I've
trash.
learned
Do it again. You know.
that not everybody, some people say they want to learn stuff, but my whole thing with cleanliness and just consistency, there's a way to do things. And so you don't essential oil something before you, there's just little thing. And I can tell if somebody skipped a step.
Mhm.
That's the craziest
That's
thing. It's
what.
like,
But you know what? Now with this generation, you're gonna run into a lot of people that are used to skipping steps because
and
they're
that's
used
why I
to
do everything on my.
microwave doing
That's
stuff
why I'd exhaust
the
myself
fast way.
and stay up till 4 in the morning to get it done perfectly, then sell something that's not on keep that's not of standard for me. If
Right.
I'm not gonna, if I can't say I would buy it, why would I sell it? See, but what I realized is that's actually what's made me successful is having standards and being okay with them and also not compromising consistency for mass production.
Right.
Things can be mass produced, but it has to be the proper environment where that the proper amount of rose petals, the proper that can
The
be
air
done.
fryer is no good. Oh,
I
not
found the
the air
way.
fryer. Y'all
So
listen.
Kanye, if you're really bored, Gemini, we can make it happen. But
Yes.
for me, I would just be like, just give me the money. Give me the money. If you have the vision of the space, great. But honestly, you don't even have to do the work. I know exactly what to do. And sometimes when you're ready to just run, people be like, stay in the jogging lane, stay in the walking lane. We're gonna let people run that don't have anything to bring. We're gonna let people run that have no product to bring. And that's been humble. Like, it's okay. Let people run to the finish line with nothing. I'm going to take all the 85 that I've know work and know are amazing and know have changed people's lives and be like, well, I might not be the most popular, but eventually word of mouth is gonna take reign. And people that take months to send stuff out or companies that don't honor that someone's ordered from them and that it's a job. It's like somehow I don't work for you. No, I do work for you. If you pay me, I work for you now.
Right.
Now it's my job to get your stuff out in 3 to 5 days, like this and like that. Don't put, because I have cancer body wash and, cancer body, body butter and wash. I don't want the body butter label on the body wash. And I don't want the body wash label on the body butter. And that means you have to read and go, okay, that one says shampoo, this one. Those little details meant a lot to me because they're differences in the ingredients.
And
And everybody,
it's okay. So, yeah, I definitely want to get some of those body. I love taking baths, and like I don't even take showers. I take baths. I know that people are like,
oh, that's great.
I don't even like.
I take baths, and then what I do is I shower and then I go
Afterwards.
into the tub and soak.
Yes.
One. It seems like, why are you're so funny that you shower before. I don't like taking the dirt and put it in the bathtub. It's just my own little personal thing. He's like, you're such a Virgo. That's where I'm like, but I laugh. I say, well, you clean the tub. Now you don't have the ring around the tub because all your dirt went into the shower. But I digress. There was a time that I didn't have a bathtub. And you just have to pray that you can sit in water. And so for people that don't have tubs, there are ways to feel good and to think. It's just, again, I remember when I was.
I like to speak to the water to ask it to heal me. So that's why I like to be in the tub.
I'd be like, what's your right? See, it's interesting you say that because as a Gemini, that's why I tell people, you're not your God, you're not just your typical sun sign. Judge me for the Virgo, but really, there's other parts of me that make me me. As the same, there's other parts of you. You know, people say Geminis hate the water. They don't like, that the energy of the water on them as much as Pisces or. I say that's all bull. I know Geminis that love swimming. What are you talking?
But I'm like 1 day before Cancer, so like 3 more hours I would have been. Well, 4 more hours I would have been in Cancer. So I guess.
See, and that's so funny. So for a couple
7:49.
hours,
I was like born on June 20th at 7:49. So I think at like
okay,
so.
You're really the cut. Yeah,
I was
September.
I was fixing to be a Cancer. If they would have waited a couple more hours, I would have been a Cancer.
If they waited, I was born at 9/11. If they waited till the nighttime on the 22nd, I would have been a Libra. I on the same day of Libra and Virgo. I was just born in the morning and not at night. So I'm actually a Virgo. But yes, I know what you mean.
Right.
Oh, you're the 22nd. You are a Libra. I'm like, technically, the 20 when I was born. But this is why it's good to know. Because I have a lot of those tendencies. There's nothing wrong. And it's the same thing. There's no sign that anyone should just hate. there's certain characteristics that I'm sure are gleaming, but you know, I try to, even with work, sometimes people come in like, oh, I don't ever feel, because I don't want you to feel watched or think. I pay attention to detail, but it's also because I've created something where I can allow all those things and me not over, you know, compensate with the cleanliness of my bathroom or my kitchen. I just go, you know, I'm a little crazy here, but the craziness has created consistency. There's a certain amount of oil.
Absolutely
There's
beautiful
only
product.
5 in this. There's only 2 in this. Like, you don't want to put more than 4 drops because you don't want the lavender to be too strong. You don't want, and then certain things you have to really, like, people are cheap with. Like, you don't put in, sometimes I use a whole bottle of essential oil in one product. And they're like, oh, just some drops. That doesn't scent a whole 7 pounds. Let's say I do 7 pounds of butter at a time. 7 pounds, you can't use a couple of drops. You got to put bottles in that. So, you know, for me, I'm also very okay with knowing that there's a recipe and a way. It's like making gumbo or bacalao. Some people might, you know, fry their seasonings in the oil before they add their rice. And some people might rinse their rice or, you know, not make it with, there's a way to, if you eat my bacalao.
Did you do the pictures on this too as well?
Everything from head to toe.
Wow, that's so creative and so beautiful how that you did.
Thank you, sweetheart.
You know, they're doing AI stuff that looks like this, and it looks like the AI.
Somebody said to me, the reason why your website stands out is because it's still real. It's not AI. And but it's so, and I said, well, because I would only take pictures on days that it was extremely sunny, that I could really be like, okay, it'll work.
You know, you say that these things are also crystal infused as well. Is that what you're saying?
Only
all these?
Only I can only do it with a couple of them now. So the ones that are, you'll see they are, and it does work. Like, I believe in all types of metaphysical stuff, but on a mass level, sometimes you have to be practical. In the very beginning, my first 2 years, I was able to put certain crystals in each person's bottle. As it grew, I wasn't able to do that. So I don't want to say crystal infused unless you could see it in the bottle. And the ones that are really crystal infused, I put on there because there's a difference in the feel of it. I can feel the difference. Like,
so what does the crystals do to those particular ones, and which ones are the ones
what it
that
does? It clarifies, and it clarifies a product quicker for me. So like my banana argan serum, the banana peel can sometimes create, and this is something I wanted to create, cloudiness in the bottle. It's not clear, but that cloudiness is actually a good thing. Well, what I realize is sometimes people don't like their things to look murky. They'll think, oh, it's not good, or think, when really herbs and natural things will create sediment. Meaning, and this is what I talked about with the rose clay or like the kelp help. There's kelp energy in it. Certain things will settle to the bottom. How do you avoid that happening? You avoid that happening by doing 2 or 3 things before you put certain stuff in. So I could tell when someone didn't mix things properly because you can see the difference in the consistency. You don't want one of your products to be grainy unless it's a grainy product. And everything I want silky smooth. So even though it has stuff in it, you have to melt it down in a certain way. It has to be a certain, heating point. It has to be a certain, it's also why I don't use shea butter. It does not emulsify. It does not melt down. It does not mix well with other products. So when I could afford to not use it, I was like, I'm graduating from Shea. That was like when Amore was 4. So for me, I couldn't do that right away because I didn't have the money. I had to use cheaper ingredients. But this is what I mean. Once you start making a little, you're going to have to make more to make money because you can't double a product on, how some business people say, well, if the shirt costs you $10, you got to at least charge 20 or 30. You got to double. I can't do that with products because what a product will actually make, if I actually charge you for that, it might seem too much. And I think of it for me, like my face oil. This actually, if I really were to charge people what this costs.
I want that face oil. I want the rosemary.
This costs like $30 to make, and I only charge like $25.
Let me tell y'all why I
pay for that. That's like,
let me tell you guys why I really was so excited to bring her, because listen, I have been having my daughter has skin, her teenage thing, acne going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been very bad, like really kind of and I didn't want to do the dermatology thing. I didn't want her to go to a dermatologist and get that retina A put on her skin.
Oh my God, Amor came out. I don't want to interrupt you. Amor, can you just show your forehead and your clean skin real quick? Come here. And this wasn't like this. Amor has breakouts. I know what you're talking about with the teenage thing. I don't want to cut you off, but he just came outside. He just had a little breakout. Just show your face. Amor's skin is so clean. Okay. But this, it came from me telling him, you love a cheese, you love a pizza. Stop eating the cheese. Stop eating the extra wheat flour. Stop eating the bagels. I know it's hard, Amor, and I've bought certain things for you, but you've got to modify it. When he modified eating dairy, he doesn't eat a lot of cheese, but he loves pizza. When he modified,
I don't allow milk in my house. We don't eat
good.
no, but cheese. So if I stop the
Do
cheese,
they eat chicken or meat?
chicken, they do eat chicken. Yeah, so we probably got to stop the
Chicken
chicken.
is a hard thing. Amor never ate chicken or meat. He
Yeah.
did ask to try it. I allowed him to. When he saw how his skin reacted, I don't eat chicken, mommy. I'm good with fish. So sometimes you gotta let your kids play themselves in order for them to realize. And
Right, so we got to cut down on chicken and cut down. I did have to I did reintroduce beef into our diet because I had very low iron I was very low in.
talk to you about that because
Yeah.
doctors are always like, it's crazy. You never became anemic breastfeeding. You're completely, don't eat. But I do eat fish. I eat fish. So that also being aware when you talk about certain, if you don't want to do a cod liver, I don't like doing supplements. So I do try to get all my nutrients from whole foods.
Yeah, I don't like taking those iron pills. I don't like to take pills.
One thing I do recommend is the magnesium supplements and the folic acid. It really does change your life. I used to always
That's why. And here's the thing. That's why I like your product because I'm gonna start. I want to get a bunch of those different type of things. I don't like to do a lot of pills and taking pills and doing supplements in that way. Now, if it was a drink that I could drink, I would do it better that way. So I've been trying to find the drinking route, and then I take a lot of baths. I like to bathe a lot. So like something like this is perfect for me to if you go through the skin and absorb.
I can't wait to try a body butter. I'm gonna send you. I can't wait for you to try one. And you know what people do with me? They're like, yo, I've tried bought stuff. I don't know what it is with your product. Putting it on, it's like liquids. It's just, and I go, it's just.
I could have sworn I saw some of your stuff on TikTok. That's what's crazy.
It's just the ingredients. People skimp because they want to make more money. So they steal from you quicker. I'm actually reason why I'm a little bit is because I don't want to do that to people. And people, who cares? You could charge whatever you want. Yeah, but I go to sleep at night, and if I'm not gonna buy it, why would I charge? So when you have a conscience, sometimes you get punished for it, and it takes you a little longer to reach the high ceiling because you're not willing to like rob people. But the reason why I wanted to get people really
but you'll have genuine clients for life that will never stop using your product. Yes.
You're going to use somebody else's stuff. But I always tell people, and I say to myself, my success will come on people's return. If I mess up, it's for me to take responsibility. And I'm grateful I don't. But I say that to say you're still human. Sometimes things happen. But I've never gratefully had huge incidents in my business like that. Probably because I'm a little anal. But more than not, the consistency of the ingredients. The reason why you have to take time is because when somebody uses something once and they feel it works and see the difference, they'll come back if they enjoy it. They just will come back. And that's what I've had to pray and have faith in. Like, please, okay, if they hate one thing, if they didn't like the smell, one thing out of their package, they're going to love. And I got to pray and bet on that because
I think they're going to love everything off the package. And I really want to go ahead and promote this website a little bit more. I really love everything that I see on here is absolutely beautiful. The picture
it looks like that. It looks like that. The Leo butter, even the musical hairs. Why? Well, I wanted another hair pomade other than the Hair Magic. There's the Hair Magic. There's the Blue Rice Pudding. There's the Goji Guru. Why different ones? Because people like different scents in their hair, but we don't want strawberry, and because that's not real. Actually, I do have real strawberry and real blueberry, but that's a bad example. We don't want like Mystic Rain. That's not a real scent. Or like, morning glory. Like these things are like pumpkin spice. That's great, but unless it has chai in it or cinnamon oil in it, there's no pumpkin, nothing. It's just a fragrance, and the fragrance is what's gonna mess me up. And then you're like, but wait, the long term, no, these things can have an effect on your body in a week's time. Because if they can't get you through the pharmaceuticals anymore, people are getting more hip to certain things with prescribed medicines and the pharmaceuticals. So now they've got to inundate what we put on our skin. They've got to inundate our treats and our foods. That's why I'm so grateful that the colorants, food colorants, are being taken out of food.
Do you have any shampoos? Because
oh my gosh, yes, girl.
Yeah, my biggest thing is shampoo.
I have the blue rice shampoo.
And my kids they go that shampoo. I be getting the little cheap shampoos or whatever, and I'm sure
the cheap shampoos aren't bad, but they do have the alcohol, they have the fragrance, they have the pegs. You do want to say, but you want to find an alternative that's affordable that your family can use, and try to provide stuff like that. But yeah, there's the aqua shampoo, there's the blue rice shampoo, there's the onion and garlic shampoo, and then all of the body wash.
No, trust me, my kids will.
All of the body
if
wash.
If I get any of these, they are going to dominate and take over everything. So I just have to hide it. I'm going to put it in the top of the
Without cousins,
they're going to put the whole thing in their head. It's going to be that bottle going to be gone in 2 minutes.
The same thing, like the Vaselina. There's certain products that I use because I like the idea of like a gel, like a clear gel pomade that's like a slick, that get your hair slick and get your curls tightened.
Right, get with your edges, with the edges.
Right, flatten your head, Vaselina.
Because you know what, that edges stuff that they, I remember I had gotten some edge thing and I put it on our set hair, and this one area, it never was the same after I put that edge controller on there. Whatever that was that they put in there, it did not agree with her hair, and it ruined it.
And the kids will absorb it and push it out in a day. And this is why, I'm so humble because I'm almost annoyed I didn't have
I'm so glad I found your products because I'm
so glad they found you. And that's how much more am I going to scream? Sometimes I look at my YouTube and I'm like, I've done so many videos with just sitting out there with all the products and what. I said, you're doing too much. Now take it into production. I can't keep doing this.
Well, now that I know, we also, what's your YouTube so we can promote that as well? Hold on one second.
It's Cordoba. My YouTube is Selena Cordoba L. Or you could just type in Cordoba Organics and my stuff will come up.
Okay, because I'm gonna start promoting your products.
I love you. I gotta go soon. What time is it? Is it 3 hours?
It's been almost 2. It's almost man.
I can talk to you all night. This is how I know. Like, girl, get the out. This is also our problem, Asirna. Mercurial signs, us little talk, we could just, the first 3 months I dated this year, oh my God, 4 o'clock in the morning every day, I was like, I have to get sleep. Get out of my face. Because right. And I love this dialogue. Thank you. I talked about stuff I didn't expect to. I hope I didn't, sometimes it's like, look, my way isn't the best way. But I have started to pay attention to certain signs. And a lot of those girlfriends that have had a lot of promiscuous, none of them are in like stable relationships. The only ones that are my 2 Caucasian friends that were really promiscuous. And I always find it interesting that promiscuous women that are Caucasian, and I'm not saying this like, I'm just saying they don't really, they can have kids, be married, stay married, 20, great. I found it interesting that these girlfriends of mine have had sex with over 100 men. Both these.
Oh my God, 100
and they're
men.
happily married, have kids, fine. All my black girlfriends that have been with I have one black girlfriend, gorgeous girl. She's been with like 300 men.
300 men.
Yeah, she got.
Oh, was she in like a?
She got 3
porno?
baby daddies. She started young. She got 3 baby daddies.
Men.
3 gorgeous girl could still have any guy she wanted. But you kind of can't know about all the stuff about her because some men start to be like, wow, 3 baby daddies, 3 kids. She's gorgeous. But I notice sometimes she can't keep thoughts and, she's a little crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. But who wouldn't be that slept with 300 men?
Yeah, that's too much
She
time.
talks healthy, she talks good, but underneath the facade, there's something like this bitch is kind of off. And a lot, and I hate to say it, but
And
you
and
really,
men, watch out for that. Y'all need to stop being out here wild
because
with
it will
these
have
women
you
too.
talking to yourself. You will be
Exactly.
the crazy cat lady with 35, all these lovers, nobody to call when you really need something because you don't want to bother or whatever. And sometimes it's a hard lesson to learn. Like, well, it didn't work with that one guy, so try someone new. I didn't do that with sex. It didn't work with my one good friend that I thought it could work with. Meaning, like, he kind of kept it pushing, and I was like, wow, that was a little hurtful, but we were good friends, and our friendship
Well,
changed.
I just was mainly speaking on for these men that are, if you guys aren't settled down with one woman, just
You better watch what you put in your penis in, because these girls are hotcakes. They are out there flipping and popping, and they doing a lot. And it's just to
Right.
say they're carriers, so be careful, because
But and also
a
if
lot
you
of men are actually really clean right now, and
yeah
it's women that
that are
they're,
wild yeah
especially just different. Enjoy whatever race you want, but different women of different race, they have different cultures. Certain women, will be intimate with animals, will practice stuff that we don't practice,
won't
and
wash their behind with a washcloth or
don't use a washcloth.
just don't wash their feet and their legs and
What
underarms
is that? Not
yeah
take the washcloth and wash behind their back.
right
Don't, like little things.
so,
Not
but
brush, not brush their teeth every day.
every single day everything
A couple of times a day.
right what
You know,
morning and evening time and
even with
sometimes after when you got
you
all
wash
the
your hair every week. Like sometimes I wash my hair in hot summertime. I wash my hair every night. I did that every night when I first came out here because my hair had collected New York dirt. And so it took me like a good 3 months, and I washed it every night,
yeah
every day, or I should say every day, and every night it was
I
drying.
sweat in my scalp, so I have to wash my hair. When it starts sweating, I have to wash it because it builds up salt inside my underneath out my on my scalp,
Yeah,
and the salt begins to actually create like a scab or whatever in my head because
see, you know yourself. And the same
yeah.
thing for me. I'm gonna keep it real. Some days that I don't want to wash the whole shaft of my hair, I'll wrap this like this or wrap it up, and I'll just wash my scalp. I'll just rinse my scalp and put the hose and get the hose all in it and get my hair clean. But I'm not. Oh, I hope nothing fall. Okay, great. But I'm not washing the full shaft, and that's just like, okay, I'm a little sweaty. I want to wash my hair, my scalp.
Well, it's like your products are gonna make you smell good. They're good for you. They're healthy for your body. You don't have to worry about getting fibroids from them because they got some kind of
Use
weird
all the body
thing
wash
inside of them
for
that's
your hair.
messing up. Blah 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 blah. uh with the
Everything is
men when the
suitable.
woman is
I'm
using
just
these
like, this isn't
products,
the
you should get this for your woman instead of getting her like the regular like stuff because it's going to help her with her pH balance. She won't be dealing with all kinds of weird things that when you are with that woman, you're not getting infertile because it's got some kind of strange ingredient in it that's not natural, and now you're putting your thing in somebody that's
And now
using
you're
a
hot.
product.
You got hot top dick. Your
Yeah,
top of your dick is hot. You're hot. You're spicy. You're itchy. Yes, a
right.
lot of
Yeah.
that comes from what the woman is carrying, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I still
And then you got a lot of women that call
careful with
themselves doing
oral sex.
yoni steams and all kind of weird stuff.
Be
And
careful with oral sex.
yeah,
Women are not, unfortunately, women with the butts, the BBDs. What do you call them? The BBL.
BBL,
Oh my God, I said the BBDs. I'm like, boy, Billy, men,
right?
BBD.
Boys, man, baby,
I'm thinking BBD.
right?
The BBLs.
That girl is poison, right?
But literally, I'm thinking BBD, and it's the BBL.
BBL,
But
the
the
BBL,
BBL,
the
you have to be
BBD.
careful because they heal different. They don't heal. It's an open wound in your ass now. And I've heard rumors that they have different scents. And then I met a woman who wrote me and was like, "It's true. I've had a little bit of surgery, and since then my scent." And I said, "Look, this is something that is internally seeping through your pores.
That's
Like if I'm
your lymphatic system. Because imagine your lymphatic system. You're taking something and you're taking like
this
some
is
kind
where
of
the disease is coming from. It's enough that we attract without having the invite of like the BBL. It's like we have enough toxins out there. I was inhaling toxic fumes from just walking down the street sometimes. I was
right.
born on a very radiated naval base, Camp Lejeune.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
people on that camp.
Oh, did you go ahead and file for that
I did, and I'm
$1 million
still waiting
lawsuit?
for a response. It's been years. I said if I got a response from that, that's what I would flip into having something where it could be like an open space, almost like a co-op, but it'd be a store where people could learn and have like hours of education and learning how to make their
Man,
own.
listen, I'm gonna do a whole retreat that we're gonna like get things like your
That would
product
be so
and
fun.
all that. That's what I want to do, a whole healing retreat. And that's not about money, but about really healing and getting stuff like this and washing with it and
Yeah, that's how it
getting
was when we were
healed and
kids. I used to remember going on sleepovers, but they weren't extended, sleepaway camp. It was always through the church or whatever. But my mom didn't let me go too often. She didn't let you go sleep overnight in the woods or something. But the point is to have a positive experience like that where, we could have just like a week where our children could fish together, be on a lake together, swim together.
without the phones because the phone's not allowed, goddamn. No more, no cell phone.
No cell phone, just be with each other.
Mhm.
And how that would really empower us to just like enjoy family and stuff and not be too, still give each other the distance and all that, but
Right.
come together for dinner, have the kids. It would be great because our children are getting older, and I always tell them more, all these little Latin love them more, and I'll be like, look, do not put because he is full in puberty. He's not going through puberty.
Mhm.
Amor has hair. He is a full-blooded man right now.
Right.
So I'm very grateful that he's not out there like that. Because I said it's gonna change all in a day. Once you get your first piece, who knows? I'm just grateful
Same
for
with my daughter. She's
the knowledge.
Yeah.
You can be whatever you understand, but I want him to be at least aware of what's out there and what he has to stay away from, what he has to be aware that he can
Listen,
deter.
I want to ask you and your husband. Listen, the next show I want to do is I want to do a panel. I want to do a panel of married individual. Got Kevin Wesley. He agreed already, but I wanted to do.
We be here for you, girl. Anything
Yes.
for you. Like there's certain people that I'm like, oh, that lady, anything. What she need? What day? I'll be there.
Yeah, because I did talk to Ogun Bami about and his wife about like this whole thing. I did like a small show about it, but I had these women from the 70s where they were single talking about like marriage and stuff back in the day. And I was like, I want to do another show where we talk about it again, but I want to have multiple like married couples and talking about even how they stayed married, things like that, because I think that we need to talk more about marriage. We have so many things going against marriage, so many things going against being in relationships, and I really want to push that and promote like happy and long-term marriages.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yes.
It would be really nice to do that.
Yes.
The same. I just want to shout you out tonight and thank the ancestors for aligning me and for allowing me to attract such wealth in you and such wealth in your community. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity and sharing the products that have been out there for so many years, but that some people might not even know exist. We ask to attract new and amazing and prosperous energy that can help us create larger forums so that we can share, teach, educate, and just grow more as a unit and grow more as individuals. But also thank you for slowing me down today and for allowing me the platform and the opportunity to just share what I have today with you guys. It is I'm beyond grateful. I really am. And
I'm beyond grateful,
more
and I'm
than
so happy to have met you. I'm so happy to have met and found out about your products.
Thank you.
Like I said, sometimes we just be so focused on the spirituality, but I said no. Like this is even more important. This is your temple. This is your body. What you put on it is important. What you put in it is important, and we all need to treat ourselves better. And I think that this is just a wonderful and beautiful, great message. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's CordobaOrganics.com. And again, you'll get your order in like 3 to 5. You get your tracking 3 to 5 days. Free lip balms in every order. And they're unisex. And for men, every product is designed for a man. The body butters, everything. The only one that isn't, and it's still actually, you could still use it. It's not like it's inundated. It's got a little wild yam oil, which is really good for women. But every product is unisex. You can use every body wash on your hair and go ham. But you know how people like specific stuff, and I can say, look, all the body washes are shampoos, which is why some of them are called body wash shampoo,
Ah.
body wash hair shampoo. But even if you don't read that part of the label, it's just to say it's safe to use everywhere. Sometimes I'm in the shower and I don't have a bottle, and I'm just like, oh, thank God I could just use. And
isn't that crazy that they have a body wash that you can't put on your hair? That's crazy.
And that's for me. I was like, I'm gonna have to design a specific shampoo that has like the cider vinegar and the stuff that I know our hair needs. But I want all of the body washes to be able to use in your hair. They should all. So they all are. And some of them I like a little bit, you know, like I use more than I'll use the aqua, because the aqua is it's great. But sometimes I want variety. And I'll be like, oh, let me use the Virgo body wash in my hair today. Let me use, you know, the Marmalade. Let me use the thing. And that's how I'm able to at least be like, okay, I can see a profit, is by offering more so that you can span out how you're going to make money, rather than just hit everybody in the head with this high price because the ingredients are worth it, no doubt. I should increase some of my prices. But at the same token, if I'm trying to invite a whole new set of people that might not have ever, we still used to paying, you know, $4 and $5 for lotion. That is not what you should be putting on your body. It's low vibratory. It's not the best. Whether it's none of those products and I used to use a lot of them in drugstores, you know, Lubriderm, Carry, all of that. Mineral oil, cancer, fibroids, hair loss, alopecia, mood swings. It's just bad for you.
Shea.
And so you're like, damn, how can I create this that's an alternative to that? Same thing, I was talking about if you have gray hairs, camphor. You know, it's hard for me to just sell a straight camphor product because I can say, look, it smells like straight, hard eucalyptus. But camphor spray, it doesn't burn your eyes, and you spray it in your hair to get the grays away. I tell people that's great, but if you say it's a camphor hairspray smells crazy. It smells like old lady. But you use your old lady.
I don't care about smelling like an old lady.
I love it. I love my camphor.
I'm gonna smell like a whole old lady. It smell like some eucalyptus. Like I got Bengay, arthritis, whatever. I smell like whatever.
It's like that eucalyptus, noxine. It smells like that old. But that's what keep your hair from getting gray. So I spray that in at night, and then that's when I, you know, put my hair in my little pillow bag. Same thing. I have a silk pillow bag because my hair is so long it can't fit in the scarf anymore. So I have a pillowcase. They have extra long pillowcases. I just put my head in the pillowcase, and then I tie it at the back and have a pillowcase on my hair so that my hair is all covered. Because at night, I need all of my hair to be covered so I don't pick up the links, or lay on it. And so that's what I do. I use a pillowcase that's extra large and long, and I shove my hair in it. Wow. No hair bag will work anymore. But you know, not even to be presumptuous, stand up and show my hair. I could do all that. I literally put on a dress to not have on sweats today. I am in sweats every day, Monday through Friday, 100% sweats, because it's comfy. It's what I love being in. And, you know, I can have my little 100 pounds under here and still work out and be good. But again, sometimes I just set my alarm every 20 minutes, you know, 20 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 3 pull-ups. That's how I work out, because I have to work. I have to get it out. So
you definitely got muscles and everything still. You still look great.
I'm just saying, it's not about, I try not to negate the parts of my life that I actually need in order to be mentally sound, to make products all day. It is a meditation. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I gotta make products from sun up to sundown and still make soup and still make my son food. And so it's like a
balance. Dance. Yes.
And so I'm just grateful I'm dancing to something that's not only help people's lives, but I would love an investor in a store and this, but you got to put the work in. And I'm not comparing my growth to celebrities or to people that have had investors or come from millions. You got to start small. You might not see profit for like the first 3 to 5 years. It's just everything you make, you put back into it. Everything. And that's what I was doing. And then I was like, I got to make a profit. I got to charge. So yes, I charge because I'm worth it now. I know my ingredients are worth it, and I'm not skimping by replacing half of your hair oil with water and with, you know, chemicals. It's just not right. But sometimes when you get wealthier, you lose sight on what's right, and you just think, well, I got the wealth, so that means people love me and they're going to buy what I sell. And it's true, but you know, there's an afterlife, and I always try to think of what, you know, I'm going to be rewarded for things that I could have charged for this lifetime that might not have, it just wasn't my time. So instead of, oh, I rent still, I don't have a storefront, I don't have a this, I say to myself, wow, there was a time in Miami I was just on a bicycle, and gratefully now I have a car. And to do those things for oneself with no parents, no grandparents, no help, I'm very grateful because I remember riding my bike with bags of groceries and saying to myself, as a college graduate, I've got to get myself out of this college debt and out of this destitute. So you take one step at a time, and then you're like, okay, now I can take two. And I remember designing all my labels and saying, well, wow, now I've got to figure out how to write the descriptions to every. It took so much time, hours and hours and months of writing descriptions and figuring out how to put different sizes and cell variables and variations, and now I'm just grateful I know. So sometimes I'm like, no, my website isn't exactly how I want it to be, but it's functional. Yeah, I wanted to have just maybe change the header, but it's functional and it's clear and it's good and it works. So that's what I need to focus on rather than, oh, I want to put what's on sale and I want a little photo to reflect what's on sale for the week. I still have to use MailChimp because I'm not a computer tech whiz with the website. But I'm skilled enough to put all new products, take pictures, put the prices. You got to pat yourself on the back what you do well.
Hey, it looks fine, child. There's nothing to even double.
Well, there's certain things that I would like to change, but like I said to you, look, I can't do those things well and make products all day and get the bottles and order the labels and order so I just go do what you can because you'll give yourself a nervous breakdown. And you didn't start this business to add stress to your life.
So that's rose clay alchemy. Is it rose clay? Is that a mask?
This is sold as a set. It's really good for. I only use this every day on my face. I use every morning, every day on my face. I use this after a workout. I use this, at night sometimes. Every day, everything. This is like my everything. I use the beets, and I also use the banana face wash like twice, 3 times a week because I don't have any darks. I get sunspots. I'm gonna keep it real. Little freckles are popping up, but they're not raised, and they're not too thin. But yeah, I'm very aware. Sunscreen, do all that. The Sun Kiss, the natural sunscreen. A lot of our other products are as well. But again, just to create a variety. That's why I did the astrological butters, because I wanted to create 12 months of just consistent products. Not only the butters, but the washes that go with them. And why? All the ingredients are on everything. So with that, I promise not to talk more than 3 hours because, girl, we could do this all night. So I'm going to let you know.
So I've been just showing your products while you talk, showing some of the work that you've been doing.
I just love that I didn't have to set my own, do this through my portal. I need help. And help like this is so important and needed for me. Thank you. I don't even know how to talk. No, I need help. But I'm not going to accept help that's going to retract from the consistency, the quality, the being able to get products out every day. I've empowered myself with so much. And it was because I took the time and just said, look, I'm not going to be able to get somebody to make this shampoo. Like, you got to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to do the work. And so watching shows like, just about people that do stuff. I just watched a silly show the other day, but it was just about, I think it was not Gordon Ramsay, this other chef. Anyway, he was just talking about how when he was young, how he came into the world of cooking and chef and all of this. And you have to love what you do. But I saw how much he was cooking, how many meals. I said, see, he's busy all day. He making 10 beef bourguignons and 18 clam chowders and 30. It's a lot of work.
I think this one shows your buckets are behind you. Your
I try to show everything. I try to show everything, but then also not do it so many times that it made me bored. Like, okay, I did this like 10, 15. How many more goddamn videos, mother? People do 2 seconds. You're doing too much, Selena. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. But I don't have TikTok, and I can't keep the social media up when I'm working. If you're not working, you can be on social media all day. It's about looking pretty, putting on your cute outfit, getting your makeup done. You could do all that. But when you have orders, it's for me to make sure they get out. No one else. So I like to not lie to myself and say, oh, be popular, show your yoga, I don't have time to set up my yoga camera anymore. I only have time to do yoga for myself and now go make these products. So
Right.
you gotta know what you're committed to. And that for me, I say a lot of people that say, oh, I have my own business. I'll talk to me in 3 to 5 years because it's so much work. It's so much consistent work. It's not just making the product. It's everything that goes into it. I say, I'll see you down the line. You're gonna burn out. You got to start off with nothing. You got to put so much time in, and the return isn't going to be what you probably want right away. You'll get it quicker from doing like workout whatevers or. So that never paid my bills. I never was able to make money from doing YouTubes on so I had to think of different ways. And that's an old label. That label is like 13 years old. Oh my God, Jesus Lord. So much time. Girl, www.cordobaorganics.com. If anyone has any questions, we'll be here. We'll be on your show soon. I'm going to talk to you off this camera though. I love you
Okay.
guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Let me
Peace,
let you
guys.
guys go.
I love who I am. I'm loving me. Look in the mirror. Unapologetically love what I see. Love who I am. I am invincible. I am a fan. My curves and my features, God makes no mistakes. I am successful. I am what it takes. I'm bulletproof. I'm 100 proof, and I love who I see because I'm living my truth. I'm invincible. I'm incredible. A star in the making. I reach past the clouds. I'm invincible. I'm incredible.